We are live. Once again, Kobold Kingmaker, episode 14, back from a long hiatus here, but
We are live.
yeah, oops, shit, I shouldn't have turned on my own stream. But, yeah. That being said, guys, hey, welcome back, and, let's get started with a recap here. Who wants to do it this week for your extra hero point?
Sure, I can give it a try.
Okay.
Sure, sure.
So last time when we at the start of last time when we left, or we had left off time before, we were about to confront the werewolf living within Skillport over the fact that he's a werewolf and he's been having trouble controlling his urges, it seems, as a result, causing more deaths than are necessary. However, after a surprisingly pleasant meeting with the man, it seems that he's amicable to us potentially helping him and breaking the curse by way of a contact we've made while we were mapping out the land. Said contact was the Old Beldame, a witch who lived not too far away, and we could ask her. And she specializes in curse breaking, or well, curses in general, and we can possibly ask her for help in this matter. So we went ahead and skedaddled down there to speak with her. And this is where she told us, this is where she requested a favor out of us after telling us her own backstory, what happened to her in her past. Her father was a fae, and as fae do, they're of the rather capricious sort. And for one reason or another, his kind gathered together to sink the Old Beldane's old village into the ground after some conflicts with the humans there. Because of this, she holds a grudge and requests that we go to kill him and his new partner, a dryad that's living to the west. So we went to head there, and after meeting with the dryad who requested that we go to the south to kill an evil tree, as she says, we were quite suspicious of her, as per the Old Beldane's instruction and warnings. So while we were out discussing about what to do, I recall that the satyr, the Old Beldane's father, he seemed to have attempted to eavesdrop on us, and due to this, our suspicions grew. And Gaz decided to take the initiative in dealing with the situation by rigging up a bomb of sorts to immediately blow up the Dryad's tree. After that, we entered combat and had a fierce battle against the Satyr and the Dryad, during which they had revealed that the Old Beldame had apparently cursed the Dryad to and destroyed her old tree by turning it into a monster, and that is the source of the monster tree down to the south. Either way, Giraffe, Gaz, and Jarmos did not stay their hand and ended up slaying the two, much to the dismay of Keba, our moral compass.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, unsure of the morality of our actions, but the deed was done, and the two Fae were gone, leaving an evil tree and words to bring back to the Old Beldame in their wake. There might be some other things that I'm missing, but that's the gist of what I think were the most important events outside the Kingdom Turn.
Yeah, and you guys went into a Kingdom Turn and kept developing your kingdom there as well. And I think at this point you did get your town up to level 2, and the kingdom also got to level 2, so we'll have to do more of that after the session here, but for now, you guys do find yourselves, if I do remember correctly, back at Skillport after all that happened?
We wanted to deal with the evil tree first, didn't we?
You may have, yeah.
I believe so.
I'm not sure if we had a consensus on that, but I'm up for it.
Well,
We all agreed that it was a threat, I think, and we should handle it.
Yeah, like I believe what we were like pondering whether to tackle the dryad first or the evil tree, and after coming like down to a hair's breadth, we decided on going for the dryad first.
yeah. So, with you guys having dealt with this tree and a sort of like temporally shifting back and forth from the kingdom management to you guys here, since it's just easier to do that every session to get kingdom management going, you guys are back at that tree, having now burned down. And from here, I do believe you guys are, well, in the aftermath of it. Let's move you guys over to that scene. If I'm correct in remembering that you guys were there, like, in the last time you were here.
This was the Dryad's new grove, right? Yeah.
Well, the one you burned, yes.
Yeah.
So, with the embers still sizzling, you guys, well, at this point have to decide what you're doing and what's going on with each other, since some of you had, well, not enjoyed that.
Gaz, don't you think we could have gotten a reward from them first? And then blown up the tree?
Do you think they would have given us a reward after confronting us with all of that suspicion in the first place?
There would be no reward, no. However, what you're failing to grasp here is the possibility that there could have been some redemption. We could have heard their side of the story completely, and perhaps brought them together for confrontation. Maybe discern their true intentions.
I think they hate each other quite a lot.
It's always redemption with you, isn't it? But back when it came to the warg, an animal that was quite literally only living according to its instincts, there was a suspicious lack of redemption, wasn't there?
It had a very distinct and active inclination toward hunting and slaying people, and asked us, well, to lie and to trick people. It asked us to basically do despicable things. Not asked, demanded even.
Touche, I suppose. Still, I do not think that our friend would have very much appreciated the confrontation. The Beldame in this case.
At this point, there's no predicting how that would have gone, or any similar thing.
Perhaps. But rather than roll the dice on how a supposed talk between the Beldame and her father would have played out, I think just cutting the proverbial knot and getting it over with was the better option.
Well, sitting around and dwelling on it and pointing fingers isn't going to get anything accomplished. We still have things to do, so let's go together.
Indeed.
It used to work that I could go to a different scene and it'd still be revealed myself, like, you know. So it just moves it over like that. Okay, I see what that's doing. Either way, you guys say you're going to, well, go and deal with that evil tree now, or?
Yep.
Yeah.
It should be nearby, I believe.
It is
Yes,
sort of...
the Dryad did speak of another threat that we had to deal with. Perhaps we should keep our eyes on that before we really break things up between ourselves.
So, give me a second. Sorry, I'm back. Yeah. That being said, yeah, let's, well, the first thing you guys realize is that you're very much tired. It is, at this point, quite late in the night, and after having dealt with that fight as well, some of you have some wounds as well. So, might have the need to rest first.
Let's just sit down.
I need to nurse some wounds as well.
Take a breather.
All right, you're not wrong. We should do that.
Plus, with us now knowing that my little makeshift bomb is quite effective against trees, I may need a little bit to cook up a new one.
Are we able to recall knowledge about the evil tree, just by the description that we were given?
It would be a hard DC, but you could, with a nature check, or occultism.
Right. Gotcha. Well, we do know that it's a dryad tree at least, so that's a start.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to call out. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty good idea. Do you want me to help as well? Or try it as well, you think?
The more the merrier.
Would Fae lore work for this?
Yeah, Fae lore could work as well. Oops, give me a second here. It's been a long while since I've done the stream, so there's a little bit of technical difficulties going on.
I heard Fey lore.
There we go, that should be
And,
fixed.
and
Fae.
I heard
Fae.
Fey lore.
Fae,
Fae
yes.
lore.
So,
Yeah.
for the
Fae,
purpose
yeah.
of it, as you guys are thinking about this, Yarmos, you're able to at least remember that a tree like that could be something. Well, what do you want to know about it? Let me ask that first.
Weaknesses.
Well, in general, trees like that, like tree monsters, you could guess that an axe, anything that has the axe trait, or fire could certainly do more against it.
Wonderful. That's a good confirmation to have.
Oh, well then I should convert this weapon into an axe then.
Alright guys, so, that being said, do take your rest, since if you pressed on, you would become fatigued.
Yes, most definitely.
And being in this place, it's safe enough. Nothing is going to come searching or seeing what actually happened here. As you guys wake up the next day. Change the lighting, of course, for that. With that, let's move you guys out to the full scene. You might notice some changes as well on this map, since there were some issues with load times and stuff like that. I had to change things up a bit, but I think I made it pretty much the same as it was before. Though, you guys start heading south, tracking down this tree, and you were told by two parties where it was, down sort of near the bend in this river that goes into the Gnarl Marshes themselves. Arriving here, you find that the environment begins to darken, with many trees interspersed with live ones becoming just dead. Not like immediately, of course, but a lot of dead trees as you go further into what would be this hollowed little corner of the Gnarl Marches. I'm going to move you guys over as you find the location that you've been led to by these creatures, by, well, the Fae and the Witch. And let's change the music as well for this. And put you guys down in the scene. Arriving here, your surrounds are filled with dead trees, sort of a dark environment even during the day here as the trees loom over it. There's this strange pall of fog overhead. It's not a pretty sight in front of you. How do you proceed?
Must be the work of the tree. Must be very evil to be cannibalizing its own kind like this.
I'll say I've never seen anything like this.
I'll be honest, all of these trees look very evil to me, so I don't know how we identify the evil tree.
Well, we could always use some bait. Giraffe?
It is quite well apparent in front of you, though, that as withered vegetation struggles to grow in ragged clumps amidst this sort of central clearing, you also see a multitude of bones strewn across the forest floor here.
With a temptation to ask the bones who they are, though that's not a gift I was given.
Hmm.
That's rather concerning looking.
I'm
Depending on
fairly
how
certain there's an evil something nearby, at least.
depending on how well this thing can see, I can maybe bait it into revealing itself. Without blowing it up in the process, don't worry.
Interesting. What is this method of yours?
My method would be to just send out the kite, and if the weight triggers it into revealing itself, well, it's revealed itself.
What happens if your cart explodes and causes the entire forest to burn?
That's not an issue on account of me not having a mine attached to the kite.
Very well.
Is everything you do going to involve this cart from now on?
Not necessarily. Anyway,
What's even
Gast,
left of it after that explosion?
enough points for me to make a new one.
That's unfortunate.
Anyway.
So?
Simply puts it down and lets it right in front of him.
Mm-hmm. Put that, of course, into the chats. Oh, why the hell is that not scrolling on this? There we go. All right. Hopefully it does it automatically. Let me just test something. Okay. Yes. All right. So, with you placing down the cart, getting that ready, what else do you do with it?
He simply points it forwards into about the middle of the grove, here, I guess, and activates it and lets it ride.
Okay. It wheels along, trudging through the forest floor here. Crunches over a bone, and then just stops sort of at the end of the clearing here, sort of up against one of the trees.
So it definitely can see, quote unquote. It's not just feeling the ground.
It could just be a hunter instead of an ambush predator.
Could
Can
be.
trees be predators?
Well, this one seems like it.
If it's an evil tree, it could be, could it not? Parent is gonna look around really closely to kind of see if there's anything else lurking
I see
around.
you've also never heard of pitcher plants.
Well, perhaps it just needs a better bait.
Yeah, do me a perception check, Parent, as you look around.
Start getting my shield ready.
Checking over the area here, you're having a tough time looking through all of these dead trees. You're starting to get the impression that it's hiding itself amongst this grove of death. And it's pretty good at it. However, you are able to just barely see at the corner of your eye something slightly moving differently than the rest of the trees. You would expect all the trees to be windswept a little bit here as they sort of brush up against some winds that go through, but another towards the back, about this one right here, seems to be swaying a little bit strangely, a little bit differently.
I had a feeling.
Parent points it out. I'm pretty sure that's it. It's moving kind of weird.
Are you ready to take it on then? Yarmos quickly doles out his energy mutagens to the two frontliners.
All right.
If I
I might just use it now then.
if I get a bit of prep time, I could probably hide a mine behind us, but
I need you guys as initiatives.
Oh
you.
no.
We're officially close enough.
As it seems that tree does seem to be starting to lurch forward from its branches, knowing perhaps that you're aware of it. You notice that it arrives from there, as such.
So do we have the time to quaff those mutagens?
No, as it will not allow you to prepare just yet. But, for the purpose of it, you don't know when it's going to strike out, but you guys feel pretty confident in your own speeds. So, Kiba, as you put your glaive in hand and prepare yourself to defend your allies here against this evil, what do you do to start your turn? Oops, that's
I
loud.
love it. Oh, is the thing in initiative?
Yes, it is.
Okay, we don't see it, so we just have to hope for the best. All right, so I have battle axe and shield. My cold iron flaming bastard sword is currently converted to a battle axe due to the rune.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's see. Let me gauge distance. Yikes.
Just a bit far for you to rush.
Well, I'll start with the mutagen then.
Of course.
You need this out again?
Okay, I fired myself. So a double movement in would basically leave me exposed. So I'm going to do a single movement and a ray shield.
Okay.
I don't think I have a ray shield in my bar. No, I'm going to do a. You know what? No, I'm going to do my martial stance first.
Okay. Trying to inspire your allies. Let's see. Oops, yeah, these musics are too loud.
19,
actually.
I believe, is good enough.
Alright, so, with that being said, yeah, you do get just barely enough of your inspiration sort of in yourself to invoke that same in your allies.
Okay, and I'll do a move from here.
Mm-hmm.
Not worry too much about raising the shield because it'll be difficult for me to get in range. I'm a 20-footer? Okay.
The joys of heavy armor.
Yep. Better protection. Slowed down, though. Right, and with that, you rush up. Getting yourself prepared for the fight. Giraffe, we go to you. What do you do?
Oh boy. I want to use that mutagen.
Okay.
Fire.
Single action in
So-
hand.
Taking it out and using it would be 2 actions.
If he has given it to you in hand, you didn't need to take it out further.
Oh, so it was only 1 action.
Yes.
Cool. So then I'm gonna stride up and I'm gonna parry.
Alright. So you prepare yourself as well. You go up to sort of stand side by side with Kiba and protect yourself with a parry, sort of getting into a stance there. Now we do go to Parenth. What do you do?
Parent is going to use reach spell
Mm-hmm.
and hideous laughter.
Okay.
Trees laugh.
Well, we shall see here. As you do cast this spell off, you do see this maw open up from the tree's sort of central bark there. And yeah, I'm going to roll its will save. It seems like it can be affected here, and it will be, in fact. That is a
The
failure
tree has feelings.
on its part, and you hear this just disgustingly coarse laughter emanating out from that maw of the tree. But with my rendition of that being done, it is slowed 1 because of that hideous laughter, disabled for the moment. As you slung that spell off, it did try to lurch forward, and it will use its woodland ambush, having not completely pulled itself out from its dead tree form. So that allows it to stride and strike at the same time with a single action against the creature that will be flat-footed against this attack as well. which will be, I think, Giraffe there, since it's going to have a hard time getting past him. But it's going to keep its distance, doing about that sort of thing with a stride in total to there, and then striking out with one of these ripping, scything branches from its whole form here. And you avoid a crit because you had your parry dagger in hand there.
Oh boy.
So it'll only deal
That
regular
was on a
damage.
12.
18 points of damage to you, Giraffe, though.
The old single.
Oh, yay!
Gonna do one more strike since it can do so in this position. It will hit as well, dealing more damage to you, past your block, scything into you, 19 more damage, Giraffe. And that'll be its turn. Gaz, we go to you.
Wait, this is not looking all too spicy. Still. Gaz is going to join Giraffe on the side and hopefully not take an attack of opportunity.
Well, it's hideous laughter. It can't take those attacks of opportunity. Too distracted by that urge to, yeah, laugh.
Oh my
No more
goodness.
reactions. Yeah.
Overdrive.
Okay. That'll be a certain success.
From this position, I shall strike at it.
Go for it. This will be a definite hit too. Roll the damage. 10 though on the damage dice as you pummel into the tree. It feels like your pummeling strikes aren't going to do much to its bark. It resists some of it. Is that it for you? I think it will be, right?
That was all for you, yeah.
Yarm, you hadn't actually rolled initiative here.
Really?
You did not, yeah. You might have pressed your perception instead of initiative.
Right. Oh, sorry about that.
No problem.
Do I roll it now or should I?
For the purpose of it,
get it?
it'll just be considered as you being delayed, and we'll take you at the end of the
Gotcha.
turn here. So, what do you do?
All right. In that case, Yarmos is going to start off by since he just started right before battle, handing out potions. His hands are empty now, so he's going to begin his first turn by pulling out an alchemist's fire, and then uses an action to strike that against the tree.
Okay.
Nice.
Unfortunately, 2 on the dice ain't gonna cut it, but you do have some hero points.
I do have some hero points, yes.
Going for it again. This time, a much better roll. That one will definitely hit. Roll the damage.
Wonderful.
Double nat ones. Total of 4. Well, some persistent fire. Actually, I don't know what that's doing. Oh, it's adding the splash damage. Okay.
Yeah.
As it is struck by that, you're surprised that it doesn't seem to be weak to fire, strangely enough. You know for certain that the X vulnerability will be there, but the fire doesn't do as much as you might expect to this gnarled old tree. It's just too desiccated or something like that.
It's a shame.
That being said,
Hey, just look at that. It's not catching.
Still
What's
damages
wrong with
though,
it?
right?
oh yeah, of course, still takes damage. It's still taking persistent damage there, all that. So anything else, Yarm?
Yarm is just gonna finish his turn by moving behind the bigger fellas.
Okay. Kiba, we go to your turn.
Okay, Huh. Do I have an error with my shield, I wonder?
What do you mean error?
Let's see. I don't seem to have... Let's see. I'm trying to raise my shield.
I got it for you. You can figure
Oh.
that out later. What else do you do?
Noise. Move and slice.
Okay.
Alright, I got this flaming cold iron battle axe. And I swing it right into this guy.
As you do, this does still miss.
Oh
Barely
boy.
there. As you try to slice into its thick sort of bark there, you don't have the time or strength to cut into it deeply enough to do any damage.
I didn't call the hero point.
You can still hero point if you want to.
Oh, really? Okay.
I
I'll
always
take
allow it.
advantage of that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, Corvus speaks quickly.
Yeah, but meh. Okay.
Still gonna be a miss,
Next.
unfortunately. So, with that being said, you try to cut into it there. Giraffe, some of those wounds have taken to you, but you're still in the fight. What do you do?
Oh boy, gonna step, slice with my hatchet, and parry.
Okay.
You're Mambale, right?
I'm gonna
5 on
hero
the
point
dice.
that.
Okay.
Oh, you do have a hatchet.
Yep, still has the cold iron hatchet. Yep. That chopper you found a long time ago.
Right. He likes to use that.
Got it.
There we go. Hero point out, 13 on the dice will make it a hit. Roll the damage. So bring that hatchet to bear. You are able to strike into it, and it does certainly hurt it as you pummel it with that axe there.
Ooh.
The axe.
And there's also what save for it to succeed at.
And surprisingly, it still can take this. Say, sort of fleshy creature underneath. 9 on the dice, though, is going to be a success for this creature.
Of
It's got a high
course.
fortitude. But, that being said, we will go to Parent. What do you do?
Parents will sustain the hideous laughter,
Mm-hmm.
and he is going to stride. Let me redo that 1 second.
Okay. You know, just drag your token and it'll show you the amount of space that you can go.
Yep, that was double diagonal, so a little bit less movement. Using an action to then drink the Drakeheart Musion, and that is his turn.
Okay, J-Cart goes down. Now, we do get to the top, then, with the Scythe Tree. It is... Yeah, it sees Giraffe still as the main threat after it got cut into by that axe
no.
there. Slices down, tries to, and will still hit. These branches are coming down, bearing in full force 27 damage to you, Giraffe.
Redemption! I call out, not really. It's,
Well, you try, certainly. At least weaken it in the face of redemption.
go for the enfeeble.
Okay, so how much less do I take?
You give yourself back 6 HP. Easiest way to do it is take the full damage and then just plus back the...
Yeah, that's what I just did.
Yeah. So, with that being said, though... What else does this... yeah, it's a pretty simple monster. It's just gonna slice again at Giraffe.
Please no.
The dog doesn't want it, but it will be a hit. Roll it. I will roll the
I'll
damage,
miss you.
of course. And it will
Oh,
hit
no.
for another 24. Puts you down to 0, dying 1.
Oh my goodness.
This brings to bear its full force for these scything tree branches. They cut deeply into you. As he goes down, though, the creature still has to sort of laugh and be affected by that spell there. Burns a little bit as well. Gas, we got
Imagine
you.
getting felled by a tree.
Gaz sees his Knoll go down for the umpteenth time, and nice as he is, does the usual thing.
You cut out.
Oh,
No, I didn't. Yeah, he's cutting out instead, so go ahead. For the achievements.
I shall use assurance for that because I don't trust my luck.
Okay. Oh hey, Yarm, you're back. I should turn off the Discord sound as well for people reappearing. But either way. That will be 2d8 healing for Giraffe. I assume, right? Since your assurance can still only do
Yep.
DC 15? Yeah. So 9 healing to Giraffe at least gets him back up in the fight. Awakening. There. Oh, well, you still have more to do. So what do you do?
That's a really good question.
Haha.
to ask me. I will raise my shield. As ineffective as that is. And finally, strike out at the tree again.
Okay. Shield is up to protect yourself as well. This strike will just barely be a hit because of the inspiring martial stance.
Hey, nice.
Kiba leads the way. You strike
Thank
out.
goodness.
10 damage, though, again, will be lessened against the bark of this tree.
Fellas, I hate to say it, but I don't think I'll be much use in this fight.
Don't you have a tree mode for your little contraption?
I never thought about getting one.
Digging's can't feel it's good for you, can it?
Your
Is
turn.
that for Grass's turn? Right. Yarm starts off by warily approaching from behind, hopefully trying to remain confident about Kiba's protection and distraction of a giraffe's prone body. As he makes his way over, pulls out a Drakeheart mutagen and feeds it to Gaz.
Mm-hmm.
This thing can talk. Are we gonna redeem it? It's a friend of a friend, I suppose. The Old Beldanes.
This thing tries to murder people.
It's also a quite literally evil tree. It's been described as evil.
Well, do consider who was describing it as that. That's it for Yarm's turn.
Okay.
Yarm's turn.
Kiba, back to you.
All right. Shield raise, lay on hands, and strike.
Raising the shield up
Okay,
again.
doing the lay on hands next for Giraffe. Give you a turn of an extra AC, which will totally save your life.
Hey, everything a little bit helps. 12 HP to Giraffe as well. Would make all the difference there.
Woo.
So, I have PF2E Giveth activated, so if there's any spell or any ability, any buffs that you give to somebody else, I want you guys to also remember to drag that effect onto the person you're casting it on. Since it should be able to work from your end, Kiba.
So I can drag. Oh, cool.
Oh,
Should be
there you
able
go.
to.
Oh, that's wonderful.
There you go.
That helps so
I
much,
like
actually.
that.
Yeah, so that'll be the schema we use going forward. That being said, you have one more action.
Yeah, last action is I'm going to extremely effectively strike this thing with my flaming axe. It's going to be the most amazing hit. Oh god.
Focused
It's
more
double flaming.
on protecting your allies, your strike doesn't land true. But with that being said, we do go to Giraffe, who is now feeling much better thanks to your help. Though on the ground, what do you do, Giraffe, for your turn?
Okay, I'm going to get up,
Sure.
and given that it's weak to axe damage, and not fire, I don't think I need to double slice.
Could just use the axe.
Or the Mound Blade, which is also an axe.
Yeah, it still technically works as an axe, I think. It's anything with the axe trait or axe school of weapon. So your Mumblade could have worked here.
Oh, cool. Well, they have the same qualities thanks to the range. So anyways, I'm going to strike with the axe and parry.
Okay. Get back up. Sort of getting yourself in position once more. To protect your allies. Almost natural 20, went back to the 8. Will be a miss on this strike. So, at the very least, you live to fight, still going forward. But Parent, as you're back here, what do you do?
Sustain my spell.
Mm-hmm.
I step up because I mispositioned the last turn, and I'm gonna cast shield.
Alright, so, as you do, cast your shield up. The tree, as its roots pull it along the ground, it is going to start moving over towards the source of its torment here, of that hideous laughter. It moves itself right here, sort of almost pushing Gaz aside. A huge creature like this can sort of occupy like this space here. And as it does so, though, it is striding, so...
It's making a move action.
Giraffe,
Am I level 8
you
yet?
might be FK.
Opportunity attack.
Yeah, go for it. It's level 6 actually, Kiba, you get the choice for it.
Oh, it's 6? Okay.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Giraffe, that is also going to be a miss. It's really
This
hard
is
with these
frustrating.
sighting tree branches just cutting away at you all around it, deflecting and defending itself easily. And it also seems like it has a 15-foot reach, so Parent is in range. As
Oh
it
my
strikes
god.
out at him, it will hit.
Unfortunately, Parent, you're not in range of me.
He will take 11 damage though, and that's all it can do as it tries to catch up to the one that's tormenting it with this hideous laughter. As you still hear it chortling though, I'm not going to do the voice again.
I'm using my shield to reduce the damage.
Okay. Only 6 of it really making through. So, Gaz, we get back to you as you're sort of almost pushed aside by it.
He does not appreciate the personal space invasion and will first lash out with a strike.
Okay. As you do, you miss. You guys aren't rolling well enough to get past his bark.
Oh boy. This is a horrible idea, but I'm gonna do it regardless.
You're gonna explode, aren't you?
No, not yet. He steps over here to at least act as a roadblock for Parent, hopefully, and raises a shield.
Alright, putting yourself in harm's way to defend him. We then will go to the next person, which is Yarmos.
It seems like melees are going to need some help denting this thing. So Yarmos begins by pulling out a skunk bomb and then lobbing it at the tree.
Okay. Skunk bomb mounts. Let's see if it works. 6 on the dice won't cut it. Sliced
That's
into
fine
it.
though, because it's still going to
Right.
be able to
Still
get
needs to
a
make
roll
it
off
forward.
that.
It will critically succeed because of the effects of only splash damage hitting it. Does it do
course.
splash damage?
Yeah.
2 poison,
Shit.
right? So it splashes down on it. It still gets affected by some of it, but it's not gonna start choking on the effects.
Alright, well, Yarmos decides to put his life in his comrade's hands and moves over to provide a flanking.
Okay. So,
Great.
going around the other side, at least providing some flanking for your allies. We go back to Kiba. What do
Oh,
you
that's
do?
marvelous.
Yeah,
Oh,
also
yes.
I'm going to die if
Yes.
if it doesn't die before the end of its turn.
All right, well, that lets me get into position with just a step. That's beautiful. I don't have to move around all the way to its right side. So, let's start with an attack and see how that goes before we do a third action.
Sure.
Oh, I'm so ready for this crit. Oh man.
Trying to will it in. That will exactly hit because Yarmos
My
is giving it a flank.
God.
Yarmos is just
Amazing.
distracting
My
enough.
gods.
Oh boy.
Roll the damage.
It's double on fire
Okay.
even.
And yeah, as you carve into it, it's looking rough after you finally got that good opening there. It will also make its fort save.
Oh right, also the persistent fire damage on my turn.
Yeah, it already had.
Oh gotcha, thank you.
It's on the end of its turn when it has persistent fire damage. So,
Gotcha.
that being said though, a tree like this, it seems like it's going to have a very high fortitude save. Trust me though, I've been running this Kingmaker a little bit later than this, and you get more chances against less fortitude creatures, but for now, this area seems very fortitude intense. So, Kiba, was
We'll have a
there
third
anything
action.
else? Yeah.
So, given these circumstances, I kind of feel like I don't necessarily want to attack right now. Actually, after all, I'm going to just pump a little more healing into Giraffe just in case.
Sure. Drawing into that last of your focus pull there to heal up Giraffe just a bit more, as it still seems like it might attack him. But we go to Giraffe's turn after that. What do you do?
Oh boy. First, amazing heal, thank you. And second, I'm gonna go for a double slice.
Okay. You bear the Cold Iron Hatchet and your Mangosh. Cold Iron Hatchet will just barely miss in this circumstance.
I'm angry.
You're good, but you're not that good. The Mangosh will
Finally,
hit.
It
Turn
what?
it around. It will hit. Yeah, roll the damage. So you stab into it from the side there. It does do some damage to it, but not enough because the piercing effect of it also doesn't seem to get through it very easily. But it also had that poison, so let's see. 19 on the dice, critical success.
Come on, why did you get the roll 19?
Well, yeah. I mean, you guys really haven't rolled very well this fight, but it's still going down, of course. Anything else, Giraffe, or did you raise your guard?
I raise my guard as my last action.
Parent.
I am going to use. 1 second. My turn begins. I am going to use bedtime for
Okay.
a quickened stride.
Just a quick blur around Parent as something happens to him. Just speeds off very quickly.
1 square.
At this point, we've learned not to question it.
Alright,
I sustain the hideous laughter, and I'm going to drop a befuddle on it as well.
Sure thing. Sorry, I was looking at something real quick. This time, though, it is not susceptible to it. It will push through, at least somewhat, actually. Still is Clumsy 1 and Stupefied 1 for 1 turn, which can make a big difference. Gonna be harder for it to defend itself.
That is it.
So, when we get back to it, as it lashes out, just having accepted its fate right here, being blocked by everyone, it's gonna go for Gaz for going in front of it. 2 on the dice.
Nice.
You're able to deflect the blow. We're gonna go back around, swinging sort of haphazardly into Giraffe here. It's a hit, not a crit though. It's been reduced in its enfeebled effect, and all of that makes it really
boy.
difficult for it to hit. 18 damage.
Maintain the
Save.
enfeeble.
Mm-hmm. So you take 18, and then give yourself back the 6. This Kiba calls out, but yeah, this tree is locked down actually. You guys will be able to finish it off quite easily here.
Oh, do you want me to drag like the enfeebles onto the guy?
I don't think you can do that still.
Okay.
It's between you guys.
Well,
Gaz.
With him now being perfectly positioned, Gaz is going to do the funny.
Okay. Explode. Alright. The gyro core at the top of your mechanics there starts to churn out this heat. And you let it loose. Let's see its reflex here. 12 on the dice.
Have a high reflex?
It
Oh, that's
just
exactly
barely succeeds it. Just barely there.
Dang
Even more clumsy.
it.
rigged.
Take half damage. It's something, but it's not dead yet. As it bursts over it, it's able to sort of avoid the worst of it.
There goes 2 of my actions.
Hey, no,
Also, let me quickly do my freedom check.
You hurt yourself
Oh.
as it blasts as well. Fire damage equal to your level 4. Singes you.
Jazz hurts itself in its confusion.
Final action with shield.
Okay. Raising the shield back up to defend your allies. Yarm, let's see if you can finish it off, or anybody else really.
Of course. Yarm tosses a skunk bomb up and down in his hand before lobbing it at the point blank target.
Screeching maw of the creature sort of trying to bite down at you. You will hit it though this time. Roll the damage. And roll the
Retaliates
effect
by
as well.
shoving the ampoule right down its throat.
Essentially, as it sort of begins to cough on it, bursting near its mouth there, it will try this fortitude save. 13 on the dice will critically succeed.
C'est la vie.
It will
Ends its turn
happen.
by volleying a
We're so close.
another 2 skunk bombs into his hands.
Sure thing.
If I can hit it, it will die.
If you build it, they will come.
Okay. Here we go. I wish I had something to buff up my own like attack rating or something, but
Your allies
No.
are doing everything they can to help you
doing
here.
everything they can. All right. Cross your fingers. Here we go. Axe.
None of the dice just barely misses at this point. Need a 10 there.
Let's crit fish.
One for one more. 14 again misses by 1 because of your multiple attack penalty. Just not able to get a good strike in here.
Let's go for the 20.
Hey, have to get a natural 20. Roll a natural 1. Says
Close. I was one
That
off.
is a critical. That is a critical.
I was one off.
no. Though unfortunately, you do
That bumble
try to
dice
bear
too.
down on it, but you're not getting a chance to. It's been defending itself quite well from you, but Giraffe, it's left itself some openings to you. Let's see if you can
Giraffe
exploit them
totally do
again.
this. You've got this.
little bit better of a
Let's
chance to
do
hit than
this.
anybody else.
Oh boy. Let's do this double slice.
Mm-hmm. One more time.
There's no way this can miss.
3 on the dice is
You
not
jinxed
gonna
it.
cut it. Mangosh, really around with it. 4 on the dice. You also missed that strike.
I'm so sorry. I literally caused this.
And the parry
Why?
tree comes back up. It's fighting for its life. The scything tree branches are cutting away and slashing at your attempted attacks, parrying all of them in tow. Parent, is there anything you can do?
Do you have magic missile?
I do.
I mean, you can do what you want. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna do a 3-action magic missile. Now, if this
Alright.
thing doesn't die because of this, it's 100% on you.
Two.
Roll the damage.
No, it's 3. We're doing 3.
Total of 4 on that one. 4 on that one.
I'm so relieved.
And as all of these missiles burst towards it, 4 brings it lower as it's battered from one side, then from the other as the bark shatters on it. The third one just adds insult to injury as it collapses, broken and destroyed this tree. The evil thing of this forest has fallen at this point. Well done, guys.
Ow.
You got a few splinters over there, Giraffe.
Yeah. You don't say.
That was quite a workout.
You're telling me.
I think you two have a very great future as lumberjacks ahead of you.
I'll tell you one thing. Even if I am a lumberjack, I am not okay.
The thing is, most trees don't move quite so, well, I
Erratically.
mean, I suppose a part of the problem with this one was the bark, which was practically worse than its bite at this point.
Stop!
Stop what?
As you guys, as you normally do, of course, look around at the aftermath of this, whatever may be left of its victims does seem to be hidden within sort of, basically its mouth there as a stash inside of it. You do find some goodies. Scarf. Bloodied, but, yep. Gold, silver, copper. 26, 55, and 42 in that. A silver ring worth 7 GP, and amber pieces, 3 of them worth 10 each. I want to get used to showing the loot off in chat, since they can't see it while you guys are looking through it.
Oh, great idea. What a beautiful scarf.
Really does look like your style.
A bit gaudy, don't you think?
Well, I did say it looks like his style.
It's a flashy, not gaudy.
So, as you guys are going through the loot here, we're going to take a quick, like, 2-3 minute break. I'll be right back here. 1 second.
Okay.
Previous session, after killing a tree, the first thing we do is kill another tree.
But hey, we don't have to feel bad about it this time.
Maybe we've done it the wrong order the last time. We should have killed this tree first, so we wouldn't feel as bad murdering the other tree.
You should also consider talking to Old Beldame about this tree, because of what the Dryad said was true. Not that Yarmouth trusts the Dryad over his good friend, Old Beldame.
Alright, I'm back. So, you guys figure out... I'm getting into position here on my chair. Do you guys figure out how to spread these out? I mean, I guess they go into the party inventory, right, for you guys?
We shove them in the inventory for now, and whoever wants the scarf can take the scarf, I figure.
Of course, yeah.
It might be fun to use it if I ever have the opportunity to use it.
Yeah.
More of a side sort of fun thing than anything else.
So, as you guys have taken these items, taken these spoils, and the tree has fallen, you look around, there's just a few bones and a dead, sort of hollowed area of the forest here. Maybe this tree had some effect on it, maybe that curse had some effect on it. Who knows? Maybe life will return after its destruction. But for now, there's nothing left for you here. You guys do gain 80 experience points for that. So,
I don't know if that centipede scale joke has grown old yet.
I think you should say it again, just for good measure.
Wow, that was a tough fight. Almost felt like a whole giant centipede of being difficult to defeat.
Well, we should go back to the old witch now, I think, and the werewolf cure or something.
I agree. If nothing else, we've outstayed our welcome here in these woods for now.
Alright, so, as you guys make your way back to the witch, it's pretty easy since you already knew what to look for here. The travel will take you the rest of the day back to the witch at her hut on the marshland sort of areas around the Tuskwater Lake here. Your home, essentially. Let's move you guys over once more to her scene. It's always in this one, yes. Last time you guys were inside, of course, so, let's just say you guys are invited in once more by the witch. You're back. That was not a short time, not a long one either. What exactly did you do?
Took care of the problem and found it another problem which we also immediately took care of.
I'm gonna glare at Gaz.
Well, good riddance then, I say. Those creatures were not going to be friendly to your society. Neither am I. Neither am I, really. I don't want to be bothered. But I did promise you help with the matter. Now, you said you had a problem. A werewolf, yes?
We do. One who does not wish to be a werewolf.
Then you will bring him here, and we can see what we can do about his curse. I owe you that much after what you've done here.
Well, thank you. We shall go fetch him. No joke intended.
So, does anybody have anything else to say, or heading back out?
No, I withhold further comments this time.
Yarmos feels the energy and decides to leave sleeping evil trees to lie.
Suppose we should go get the guy then and bring him back. Unless you want to keep exploring for a while.
You feel as if you have explored quite a bit of the Common Lands, the sort of surrounds of your new kingdom here, except for Candlemere Island in the center of Candlemere. Well, the Candlemere, since mere is also a word for lake, but yeah.
And the order of the river as well. But yeah, very interested in that Candlemere, that's for sure.
That strange lighthouse, fog-filled and strange lights, that are told to be very, very nasty. You're not sure exactly what's there, but might want to figure it out for the kingdom's sake. Though, as you guys return to Scaleport, you do hear from Castingares. It's very quick, but he does mention to you, I do need to inform you that there is a rabble-rouser in town. They're recent immigrants. They've been staying in the tavern, but they have been spending most of their day sullying your good name. I don't know what you want to do about it, but they are causing unrest amongst the populace. Or at least will, at some point here.
Well, that's awfully rude. You can't just barge into someone else's home and start making fun of them.
I think it's probably just a misunderstanding that can be handled with a nice good talk, and perhaps, a treat of ale or something.
It doesn't have to be dealt with right now, of course. I just want to notify you that it may cause you trouble when managing the realm. Should be dealt with at some point.
And it's technically my job to deal with all the people living here and how they get along with each other, and especially with us.
But as you guys get back to town, you have a couple of options before you. What's the plan?
Are you beelining it for the werewolf?
Say so.
I figure time is kind of the essence here.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, we have 2 months, and it's been 4 days.
So,
That gives us a lot of time to spend otherwise.
But
So-
yes, we might as well.
doing the werewolf, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, just want to make sure. I want to give you guys more openness in terms of, like, I don't want to, like, push you in directions, of course, but, you know, you guys, have your stuff to do and, places to be, of course. With that being said, though, you rest at Scaleport, you recuperate, so everyone make sure that you're also, like, rested up in your, character sheets as well. As you arrive back at the witch's hut, we'll move you back one more time to this scene. And of course, I must say that all of the scenes that you guys see on the stream today are my own creations on my Patreon, so go check them out. But yeah, let's move on in. The werewolf. But rather, in his human form at the moment, not as stricken by the moon's light as they once were when you just met them. Sort of tentatively comes in here. I never liked witches.
Well, it looks like she's going to be your best bet here.
Yes, come in, dearie. I never liked werewolves either, but I'm bid to help you because they helped me. You want the help, don't you? And the werewolf just shrugs. Kundal is his name. Fine, let's get on with it. And with that, they sit sort of next to each other at the table here. The witch puts out her hands. Take a hold of mine, and we shall see if we can cure you of this curse. My magics are not foolproof, however. They are good, but sometimes they may not be enough against a powerful curse. A werewolf's curse like yours can be one resistant, but we shall see. And she does start doing the ritual to cast this cure, curse removal spell, so to say.
Is there anything I can do to help?
You may, actually. Help me with these counteractive energies. Roll an aid check. But the aid DC will be different for her because you've not been running with her, so the DC will be standard for what that you're trying to aid here.
Okay, what check would you want for the aid?
For you, Arcana. Or actually your spell attack modifier, which would be the counteract check, quote unquote.
I don't think I know how to roll that blind.
Yeah, you can be public. Aid checks are always public. Well, it's not like she needs help. I accidentally had parents selected when I rolled that, but she was rolling for this spell, so... Well, as she sort of takes his hands in hers, She sort of does the mantras, does the counteractive magic over the course of 10 minutes here. But before long, there's this unraveling sense in the air. Most attuned to those most attuned to magic, mostly Palantir, feel it the most. And there's a shift in the room as all of a sudden the werewolf, sort of like arches his back. Wait. My blood, it doesn't boil anymore.
Is it working?
I think it already has. That was faster, easier than I might have expected. A little bit painful, but you made it look easy. Well, perhaps your curse was just an easy one to unravel. Sometimes curses, if they are mistakes, are easier to unravel. Well, mine was a mistake, just a random attack. It wasn't some creature that hated me or something like that. Well,
A random attack. Was it anywhere near our borders?
it wasn't around here. I came here from Mivon to flee from my home. Mivon is the nation to your south in the River Kingdoms.
Alright.
I hoped here I wouldn't find as many people to hurt. I wouldn't have family to hurt. But now, I could return to them. You've lost yourselves a citizen with this, but you've gained a friend. I thank you dearly for this.
It just seemed like the right thing to do. After all, it was the beast that was slaying those people, not the man.
Most would not make the difference. Certain those back home wouldn't. They wouldn't put into the effort to kill the beast only, but kill the man and you kill the beast, so that would be enough for them. I don't have anything to give you, but I can spread the good word of your kingdom when I return home.
That would be plenty.
Are you certain you won't be persecuted?
I never
Back
hurt
home.
anyone back home,
Yeah.
so I should be fine.
And then you should be safer there than here, in that case.
Perhaps I will. Thank you. I will remember this. And he heads out. And you guys gain 80 experience points. Actually, 120 from him, from the combat that would have taken place with him. Did you guys have combat with him?
No.
Okay, yeah.
We just talked it over.
So
We
yeah.
had Silver Sheen ready, but
We were sure ready to fight him.
And you also gain 80 kingdom experience points, because that was a kingdom event in itself.
Nice.
So you're now at 110. Now that I am out of your debts, get out of my house.
Oh, very well. But we should have tea again sometime.
Roll diplomacy check.
Alright. Ooh.
You do not flatter me. I just want to be left alone, and I hope your people will do the same.
We
should afford to give you as much space as possible, but we may of course come asking your aid once again in the future. However, we will keep your we will keep in mind your desires of peace and calm.
Then let us make a deal. Do not develop the lands that I dwell in, and I will continue to help you in matters of the occult. Basically meaning you can't do anything with her hex.
gladly.
Yeah, we basically had like the unofficial agreement already going, so making it official just seems natural at this point.
And if you are ever in danger or in need, do not be afraid to send a message our way.
Of course. As I do admit that I shall consider myself one of your subjects. Though I expect to be exempt of your taxes, because I help you so much.
I can agree to that.
Well, you are managing your own land, so that's fine.
With that
Exactly.
being said, I do appreciate what you've done. Now, leave an old lady to her home.
But very well for now.
Yarmo sort of looks back as if he wants to say something more, but isn't quite sure if he's overstaying his welcome.
Roll a sense motive, Yarm. Perception. It can be public if you want.
Sure. Alright.
Oh, Kundal's not here, of course. He disappeared. She would be alright if everyone else left and you had some thing to mention to her.
Alright. Just go on ahead, everybody. Need to ask her something?
All right. I suppose.
As everyone else files out, Yarmos turns. Hope you don't mind. And
It is
on
alright,
your expertise.
little one.
Yarmos pulls back sleeve and shows off a unnatural sunburn that he's received. This. I don't need a fix or anything, but is this a curse? I'd just like to know for sure.
Oh, I forgot that you had that. I was taking off your clumsy condition because I forgot that. Ah, I have seen this once before. Or read about it. Read about the curses that the gods may impart upon those who claim to be following their faith, but do something anathema to their worship. What do you think you've done?
Not sure. I thought I'd have been true to myself, but I received this after I had completed the tasks that you've given us after the deaths of your father and his new partner. But I believe I might need some more introspection. I had no idea that this would happen. That
Perhaps
this is what Sarenway would think.
by the manners of which you did it, Sanway might not have taken kindly to it. If you find yourself somewhere else, somewhere other experience, some other issue, you would do best to see if you can find something that the god would want you to do. Because the only way to counteract a god's curse is to repent, is to do something, an equal deed, an equal value, but in their example rather than against it.
I understand. Thank you dearly.
I
I'll
can do
leave you to
nothing
your...
for it myself, yes. I will keep it in mind, though.
Well then. Thank you for your time. I'll leave you to your solitude.
Go then, and beware the gods. They can be fickle as well.
With that, Yarmosa hurries up at the door and follows the rest of the gang out.
A little bit clumsy on your feet still, strangely, because of that sunburn. Otherwise, though, your allies are sort of out in the yard here.
Remember not to touch the scarecrow.
You see the scarecrow sort of like lean down and in. You see this glow through the pumpkin that makes up its head. Never. But then it's just playing with you. As your friend.
That kind of freaks Parent out a little bit.
No.
That's a
Well,
very
have a lovely
ominous
day,
token.
Have a lovely day, Scarecrow.
Yeah, it's a nice token. I want to show it off because none of my groups have ever triggered it.
That's delightful.
Everyone's so nice and rings the bell at the fence instead of trying to break in.
Golly.
So,
It's like we're not an evil party.
wow, yeah.
Right, we're totally not.
Probably because of the alchemist at the start that was like pretty friendly, so that set up the tone for future houses
Yeah.
in the middle of the woods.
You do things interestingly at the very least. You don't just break in and murder hobo things. You actually have interesting, maybe not nice things that you have done, of course, with the tree that burned, but otherwise, it's good for the story and it's good for character development. So, all fine by me. Where to from here, guys?
Should we try to go take care of that island? It's kind of spooky.
Shouldn't we like check in on our lizard friends first? They wanted us to go back to them after a week.
A month. Or no, was it a week? Yeah, it was a week actually. I'm incorrect.
The scary dinosaurs are over there.
Can always avoid the dinosaurs, parent.
Right, 2 patches of dinosaurs. Good grief.
Yeah. The lizard folk, if I remember correctly, are right here.
Yeah.
So do you guys want to make that journey? It'll take a couple of days, or do you want to go to Candlemere, which is right next to you?
I think this is. Maybe we should just
Wasn't-
take care of Candlemer.
Wasn't it the lizard folk that told us about the Candlemere in the first place?
They did,
Yeah.
yeah.
Very well.
Yeah, so like, I feel like they might want to hear about our exploits there if we do it first.
Alright. So, as you guys head back out onto the boat that has made it pretty easy for you to go from Scaleport to the Witch and around here as well, it's midday, and you can make the journey pretty much down to the Candlemere. About near the end of the day, as the sun is setting, you spot that strange, almost like a jagged tooth in the middle of the lake here, rising above it. That broken tower, with the fog surrounding it, and these strange lights ever so slightly dancing through the fog. You can barely see them, but they get a little bit more noticeable as you get closer.
Oh, so did everybody, and their 730 hero point.
Yep.
So, as you guys inch your way closer, somebody rowing it along as you approach. It's sort of this jagged sort of island with these muddy banks all along it, except for one spot. Otherwise, it'd be very difficult to get onto it. And it seems like there's been a dock built on that location.
Terrence is very focused on studying his spellbook at the moment.
No problem.
I'm sure I'm probably helping out with some of the rowing or whatever. So, we'll head to that dock.
I kind of want to, I've been thinking about how I DM. I kind of want to, without prompting, just give you guys descriptions and then allow you guys to sort of continue saying, yeah, let's head to that dock that we see in front of us, you know?
Of course.
It's a good way to do it.
Alright, yeah, okay. That's just, yeah, we just didn't have the expectations. I think we
Yeah,
can try
exactly. Because you guys do know that I've, for the most part, have tried to push things along, but yeah, I do want to try that a little bit differently here. So,
that. Well, would you look at that? Looks like we've got someone's built the infrastructure to welcome us already.
Well, I mean, this has been here for a while.
What shape is the dock in? Does it look like it's decrepit, like it's been rotted out, or is it in good shape?
certainly seems a bit rotted out. Like, it's not gonna, like, fall underneath you. Doesn't look like it's in repair or, like, has been maintained, though. Strangely. You'll have to get a closer look when you get there. But yes.
So,
I'm sure it'll be fine.
It's a little rough, but it seems better than making shore just on the rocky outcrops or wherever else on this island. Well, you have the oar. Will you be? I'll let you ferry us over.
Of course.
And as you row your allies into it, I'm going to move you guys to a new scene here. And bear with me, of course, as I get it set up as well. Yeah, I'm
And then
gonna
it
have to
turns out the
fix-
dock is evil and attacks you.
Some of these maps I also used for my video that I just released, so I had to remember to reset your fog of war for it. And I also don't recommend you guys have a look at the video for a little bit here. Oh, well, this group, of course, you guys. A little bit, because I kind of, needed to show off some maps.
Ooh, witty.
That being said, though, as I get you set up here, there we go. I'm going to place down some tokens just to make sure it's working like I intended it. Yep, okay.
Hmm.
I'm gonna switch you guys over. Just 1 second. There we go, everyone's down. As you arrive, you are immediately met with this fog-shrouded aisle that's very difficult to even see much through here. I think my game just crashed, so...
Oh, shoot. Did we lose Gaz on the way?
Gaz is here, he just
He
got
can't
put
swim,
down...
can he?
He got put down invisible, and my I had to reset my load in here. So give me
I'm
one
just gonna
moment.
assume he fell off the boat and sank.
There we go, okay, I'm
You
back in.
pushed him into the water.
He's
There
too,
wasn't
he's too
enough for
buoyant to think, I'm afraid.
There he is, okay.
those arms, even?
And, wow, okay, I am desynced? Why the heck?
What the? hell?
Let me
I was
try
gonna
one more
comment on
reload.
that because I saw the stream turn gray earlier.
Yeah. It's a weird thing where, it's been moving like the camera weirdly when I change maps. It didn't do that before, but I'll have to figure out why it's doing that. Oh, you know what? I think the actual stream chat or look there is broken, so let me, yeah, I gotta do that, so. There's Gaz again. I have to fix this real quick, so hiding it for a moment. Yeah, it's a little bit finicky. I like the way I've set things up, of course, but can be touch and go sometimes.
What's with the visibility here? It's like
Oh, this
it's
is
like
called
my
fog.
it's like my eyes cannot pierce through a certain distance around me.
What's
I've
the
never
fog?
had.
But you're not, yeah, I know you're joking, but
Yeah.
Giraffe, wait, I don't think he's ready yet.
yeah. Give me a second. Okay, so stream is sort of back up, and I think, or is it really my end that is broken? Huh.
Really is a literal fog of war.
Mm-hmm. It's intended to be so. But, oh yeah, I think it's desynced still on my end. Alright, there we go. We are back. Sort of on the stream. I have to reload for a second. Hopefully it resyncs. For some reason it keeps desyncing here.
Well, this will be a fresh experience for dark vision hackers, having things you can't see.
I'm just gonna delete your guys' token real quick because I think something weird happened with them.
Deleted.
And then the party was
Goodbye,
wiped off
world.
the face of reality.
Okay, now it's resynced. Alright, so as you guys do arrive here, I'll set the scene with some music, of course, and let's get going.
Remember to delete your mutagen that you drank before in the tree fight.
Maybe this will work.
Also, your battle medicine immunity, because that only stays for a day.
Dark vision elixir, 1 hour, huh?
But yeah, as you guys arrive here, you find yourselves enshrouded by the mist, the fog of this island. The whole place seems to be overgrown with that stuff, or with the fog, and what seems to be many sort of bushes and leaves and vines, and the only seeming way forward is this small overgrown path leading up to that tower you still see sort of up towards the center of the map here, but you can't see it right now because of your distance.
I swear I've had it up to here with wildlife and plants. If these start moving, I'm burning this whole island down.
I have fantastic news for you. We're very likely going up against something less than natural.
Good.
Remember what the lizard folk mentioned?
I think it's more than natural. Supernatural, even.
There were a few things that the lizard folk did mention. What are you hinting at?
As you guys are here, Parenth, you were looking at the pier trying to see if it was recent or not, or well kept. Roll me a crafting check real quick as you look at it.
Sure thing.
No, this music doesn't work. It sounds like it's indoors. I don't want that. None of these really work, actually, so we'll do this one. That'll be fine. So, as you're looking at this dock here, Parenth, you get the sense that it was built maybe recently in the last couple of years or so. And you look underneath the dock, sort of where the land meets it, and you do find some small dilapidated crates even. And those do seem to have some remnants of some person's tattered pouch within. You do discover during your investigation of the pier here.
Can I look underwater?
Sure.
Parenth is amphibious, so
Perfect.
And everyone else, as you are here as well, declare your exploration activities, and if you are searching, roll your perception check for this area as well.
I'll be using my search.
I think I've been on scout duty since forever.
Can't believe you have an all-terrain dragon, land, sky, and sea.
well, 2 of those.
Not quite sky yet.
His little wings are a little too weak.
So, as you guys look around, wary for any dangers on this island. And Parenth, you said you were going into the water?
I just wanted to kind of look under the water to see if there was anything down there, because having stuff hidden under the dock is kind of a thing. I don't know if there's anything down there, but
Absolutely. So, looking into it and checking it out. The water is very, very sort of greasy, very like mossed up, and like it's very hard to see through. The word isn't muddy. It's very muddy water. You don't see much, but you do feel like something is in the water as you peek your head down. For a moment, as you peek your head back up, nothing shifts, but in the muck to your left, guys, something that the rest of you are starting to see and you're at least prepared for, some sort of shambling behemoth of moss and rotting vegetation begins to pull its way out of the water, slurping its way onto the shoreline and going to attack you guys. So I need initiatives.
Oh my god.
I'm
Who
move
was it that-
everything.
Who is it that mentioned the vegetation? I think you had the jinx.
I'm just gonna quickly move the loot over so the bag goes away.
It's not
I'm in
good.
danger.
Oh, hey. And as it does have a ambush mechanic as well, before its turn starts, it shambles near to Parent and slices out at him with one of his tentacles. And then combat will start after this.
No!
Parent, you get
Oh,
Great
crit.
news.
Goody.
You're both in
Oh
15
my
feet of me.
god.
Let's get combat going.
Oh,
So,
monster.
as the monster does not accept any redemption,
Enfeeble.
you will at least protect Parent enough to not have him be knocked out of the fight with one quick swipe of this creature's massive vegetation rotting tentacle things, whatever the hell it is. So, that being said, we then start its turn, where it will, I think it can do this. Yes, last action was a successful strike. It will grab Parent there. But then, it will go to lash out at Gaz as a second attack here. 18 on the dice, gonna be a crit as well. As it's rolling really well, you guys are very surprised by its sudden approach. Gaz takes 30 damage himself. It's a little bit weakened by the enfeeblement, but not enough to make that harder on it. You will also, as a third action from it, be grabbed as both of your allies on the left are taken into its tentacles there. Yarm, we go to you.
Hi, Siren Ray, how terrifying. Yarmus is gonna start off by trying to recall knowledge about this thing, and I believe that's a nature check.
Sure. So, with that, we're gonna go over to Parent. Parent, grabbed by the creature. What do you do here?
Wait, recall knowledge is T actions?
No,
Oh, something said you said something at the end of your that'll end your turn.
No.
Okay, maybe I
said
just
recall
got ahead of
knowledge.
myself there. Oh, maybe yeah. Either way, recall knowledge 11. Yeah, you don't understand anything about it.
Wonderful. In that case, well, it seems pretty rough. It seems rough enough that it's worth doling dueling this out to both Keba and Giraffe. Since we had, thanks to parents' warning, you almost had these ready in hand, and pulled them both out to Giraffe and Keba, and managed to feed them both simultaneously
Okay.
with
The Fury
the double
cocktail.
effect.
The double. Okay. So you can drag that onto them as now you guys have control of that. Fury
That's it
cocktail.
for Yarmos' turn.
And with that, parent, yeah, what do you do?
Well, I know what I need to do, and that's to escape from this thing.
Okay. Escape is acrobatics, athletics, or unarmed attack modifier. Whichever is higher for you, and a 24 against its athletics DC. That is just barely a success. Because it has been just barely weakened by the enfeeblement there. Otherwise, you wouldn't have escaped.
Oh wow.
All right. He's gonna. I'm also gonna try to do a recall knowledge on this thing.
Sure.
If I can get to my page for it.
It will be a nature check. You, as you're looking at it as well, you don't know what to make of it. You don't have a good look at it before you start feeling like you gotta get away from this thing.
Gotcha. And I am going to stride. Am I able to stride?
As you do stride, you're fine. No attack opportunity, luckily enough.
Is this difficult terrain over here by Giraffe?
Yeah, Giraffe's standing in greater difficult terrain, in fact. But it won't
Oh,
affect him if
fine.
he doesn't go any further.
Okay.
How delightful.
This is probably the furthest I can be without
Yeah.
like falling off. That's my turn.
Alright, Kiba, we go to you.
All right, so let's see. What are we looking at in terms of terrain going off of the dock a little bit?
This little like escarpment here will be difficult terrain. And this like muck and like water here is going to be greater difficult terrain.
Okay.
But next to Gaz on the little tiny trail here is fine, like this area. So, plan?
Is there enough footing about there, perhaps?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, so first things first, I'm going to do my usual thing of trying to get that martial stance going.
Mm-hmm. Acting quickly and inspiring
yes.
allies in this place of darkness. You feel this is where you're meant to be. So crit, success.
Look at that big aura.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, baby.
Oh boy. Okay. I'm going to charge in and strike at this thing with my flaming sword. Like, there's not a whole lot of places where I can go to do this, but I'll try.
Pushing past Gaz to help out. Roll your attack. That will hit. Roll the damage.
Okay, damage time. I was just double checking my modifiers for a moment, so that's why the delay was.
No problem. As you do slice into it, it will take a little bit less, surprisingly. As it is hit by that fire, it seems like it's a creature that is made of sort of like these disgusting, very moist locations, moss and vines and all of that. Is a little bit resistant because of it. So, you still strike in, and it will still maybe be affected by this leaden leg.
Surely it's not that constitutional.
Yeah, it's plenty constitutional. Trust me, in the future, it will be better, but right now, lots of big monsters that have high fortitudes. But, that being said, still cut into it. Gaz, we go to you.
Oh boy. I shall also try to escape.
Sure.
Let's see here. Where is it? There it is.
Escaping with a 21 will not succeed.
That is not good.
Tough grip.
I will, in that case, do an overdrive.
Sure. This is a manipulate, so you need to roll DC 5 flat check to begin it.
Right. That is my crafting check, which already fails horribly.
Already fails, of course, though. Yeah. Miscalculation, nothing happens. You can't get it ready.
I will hero point the thingy. Give me a
Okay.
second.
So, you do at least are able to flat check and manipulate your gears and cogs to get them whirring, but remains to be seen still if you can get this a success with the hero point. This time, 6 on the dice. 17, I don't believe succeeds. I think you need an 8. No, actually, 17 at level 4 I think is a standard success.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah, whenever you use hero points, I don't know why it like stops showing the other like DCs, but I do believe you succeeded here. I'll double check it. But what do you do as your third?
I'm going to do the coward thing and raise my shield and hope that somehow helps me.
Okay, so next, giraffe.
Dash time.
Oh boy, that took a while.
You're at the end
I'm
of the
going
initiative.
to stride up and double slice. Am I able to stand there?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, cool.
Just enough movement to get into that sort of difficult slope there. Gaz, also, I am incorrect. The DC is 19 at this level. So,
No point. Yep.
yeah, unfortunately, it does not succeed. There we go. Hey, this, though, giraffe, as you're rushing forward, you have the perfect implement for chopping at this stuff. Crit.
Oh yes.
Iron
This is a
hatchet
fairy, right?
crashing into it. Doesn't seem to be weak to cold iron, but it is weak to being chopped up. To carve into it, though, it's got a lot more to carve into.
Oh no.
Coming around Mingosh, you do exactly hit because of that inspiring stance. So, damage from the Mingosh, and I will roll the leaden leg twice, since I think you always apply it to both his weapons, right?
Yeah, yep. 2 of Graph's weapons, 1 of Kiva's.
Okay, you could always roll that nat 1. I will say, this poison did work well against those Fae, who aren't very good, but a creature like this, even with a 4 on the dice, does succeed. So, with that, that'll be Giraffe's turn as he goes up, knifes and attacks into it there, losing all my adjectives, but anyway. We go to its turn, and as we do get to it, it will start just pounding its vines everywhere around it, just in this area. And that means makes an attack against everyone in reach at same map. Almost like a double slice, but a little bit more. 2 on the dice, misses, giraffe. Kiba will be hit by it, but not crit because it is enfeebled.
Beautiful.
So able to weaken it just enough to not take the worst of a hit, but 16 will certainly do it. And third attack against Gaz. Gaz, you will also be struck, and this time, because you are grappled, it'll be a
Damn
crit.
it.
You take, with critical damage, 28 total. This will be
I
next
don't
turn.
think
Redemption
that
Redemption Stupefy.
Okay. So that becomes
I mean,
stupefied.
maybe it'll feel bad and not kill him after all.
At the very least, because it batters you guys, it will let go of that grapple, but because of the grab trait, the single action on having attacked somebody with its tentacles, it's going to grab onto Kiba as its third action there. That'll be its turn, as it stays
Oh,
put
I do wish
and
you wouldn't do that.
lashes around. Gaz, you are dying too, because you went down to a crit.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, the Yarmos doesn't have to worry about that Drake Heart mutagen now, and instead, volleys out 2 smoke bombs. One he's going to bring to bear against this creature right away.
Mm-hmm. Smoke bomb thrown, and Saren Ray. It just itches a little too much at the moment. There's this spark of annoyance felt in your mind as this misses because of that. We'll take 2 poison damage, but that's it. We'll make the 4, of
well,
course, but
Yeah. Surely Elf.
yeah, it's
Nat
fine.
1. Alright. In that case, Yarmos is going to Yarmos is gonna double dip. He's gonna make a second attack with a skunk bomb?
Sure.
Surely.
Preliminarily
Even if it
make
doesn't
this
hit.
fort. It will take 2 more poison, but just not gonna take sort of that effect to it, really.
Well, that's it for Yaros.
Knowledge second by you with that skunk bomb. Both of those going out. Now, parents, we go to you.
Well, Kiba kind of set me up a little bit here. I'm gonna cast Befuddle on it.
Okay. Already stupefied. Let's see if it gets even more befuddled and... Oh, God.
Oh,
Critical failure. Clumsy 3, stupid 3, and confused for 1 round. That puts it on a very bad footing. Clumsy 3 means -3 to its AC. Stupefied 3 makes it very susceptible to even more, and confused makes it flat-footed. And confusion on an enemy isn't too bad for them if they're only one target. It'll just make random attacks instead of be more specific about them. Also note that if a creature is damaged while they are confused, they have a DC 11 flat check to be broken from the confusion every time they take damage.
At least it's flat-footed until then. So,
right.
Anything else?
wish I had more one-point actions. Wait. Did the fire damage seem completely ineffective?
It resisted some of it, not all of it.
Okay. Third action, drawing the wand of magic missiles. That's it.
Okay, keeping that out. So, we go to Kiba here. Grabbed by it, what do you do?
Yeah, I'm not really intending to move at this point, so if I'm just immobilized and I'm just not really able to use move actions, I might just let it go for now. I think I'm going to toss out a quick lay on hands for Gaz.
Well, that's
before
the other
going
thing.
Oh?
As you attempt to, the somatic component of lay on hands requires a DC 5 flat check while you're grappled.
Oh!
Yeah.
This hasn't come up for me yet, so... Oh, grabbed. I see that. Okay. I see.
So yeah, roll a d20.
Manipulate action. Got it. Let's do it.
Yeah, grabbed applies immobilized. Immobilized is the way that you are actually sort of stopped. Grabbed has other stuff going on with it too. 2 on the dice means you do fail to get this lay on hands out. It just pulls you back as the energy is dispersed. You could hero point. I allow it for flat checks if you want.
Does failing this consume the spell or just the
It
action?
does.
Then hero point.
Okay. That's why it can be awful, yeah.
That's better.
Much better. You're able to get this lay on hands out.
Got it.
Got a chat. I wonder if there's a way I could allow, like, you guys to heal each other, like, give yourselves positive... I would probably have to give you guys ownership of all tokens, but we'll see about that later. Either way, you're able to heal them up and get them back in the fight. What else?
Time for the assault.
It's looking really, really in a bad spot. It's at effective -5 to its AC.
Here we go.
4 on the dice. I'm sorry to say, just barely misses. You need a 5.
All right. There we go. I still got one more action here, and wait a minute. Ah, the Fury Cocktail. Oh, the Fury Cocktail is an item bonus. Potency Rune's an item bonus.
Correct.
Got
So
it.
it's
That's
+2.
why.
It's going over. It does help. It puts you +2 instead
It
of
does
+1,
help.
but
It helps by 1. That's cool. All right, I'm doing a second attack.
sure. This time,
It
though,
didn't work. Oh
as
well.
You're
it was worth a
struggling in
shot.
its grasp. You just aren't able to strike out at it. At least helping Gaz. Giraffe, your turn.
Okay, I'm going to drop my cold iron
Mhm.
hatchet, pull out my Mombele, because it has deadly, and I might crit here. Then I'm going to double slice
Okay.
with the Mombele and Mangosh.
Pulling out something a little bit more deadly against a creature you know you can strike into easily here. A fighter as well with their proficiencies. This will be an easy critical strike because of all the bonuses, all the minuses to it.
Oh, thank goodness.
Nobody else but you on a 13 could crit it like this. 25 damage with the deadly D8 added to it as well. carve into its form. It's looking badly injured as you cut away many of its vines.
That was only the first attempt.
Second attack will hit as well. 9 damage there. I'm going to make 2 DC 11 flat checks for it to be broken from its confusion. The first one is 12. It does break from its confusion. No longer innately flat-footed there. But yeah, Giraffe, as you carve and slice into it, it's looking very rough, but not done yet. Gaz.
I finally get to use this thing, which I've been carrying around. Now that I'm on low health. First thing.
You say that every combat.
Hey. There's a little
He's just thin-boned.
trinket attached to you. 2d6 plus 7. Envisioning the warm embrace of this lover's knot. 12. There.
Then I shall overdrive. This time for real, hopefully.
Okay.
I will hero
Not
point
this
that.
time. Yeah, roll that. Let's see if you can. There we go. That'll succeed. You finally get yourself into gear, pushing through.
And I then stand up because
Okay.
I forgot about that.
Come to a stand. As we get to the creature's turn, it will once again just go into this flurry of attack in an area around it, which means every one of you guys right next to it will be struck, starting with Giraffe. It rolls a natural 1. You basically cut away at all the vines that could attack you.
I can't wait till I can punish those crit fails.
Oh yeah. But because Kiba, you have that fear cocktail, it also reduces your AC. This is a crit because of that.
You're welcome.
Good.
Ups and downs of it. 42 damage to you, Kiba.
Oh, isn't it? Wait, actually, isn't that a crit just because of flat-footed? Like, 3 cocktails just a bit extra.
Well, the Fury Cocktail puts it over to
Uh-huh.
that. The AC was 19 with flat-footed, and the Fury Cocktail added an extra -1
Yep.
to make it 19 in total.
Oh,
Yep. Fury Cocktail
Gotcha.
is what it did it, yeah. Either way, though, you know now that it's not all pluses for it. It's gonna go for its
always
third
been a
strike
thing.
against Skaz. And that was a nasty crit, and this will be a nasty one too. Again, Gaz.
This is what I get for not raising my shield.
Gaz, you take 36 damage. You're at dying 3, Gaz. Kiba is dying 2, going down to that crit.
Uh-oh.
Your allies are starting to fall around you, Yarm, but it will not try to grab at those who have fallen. It's more trying to defend itself from, well, now, Giraffe. It goes for a map 10 attack. 5 of the dice. It just can't get into your guard.
Ooh.
You're too deadly, cutting away its spines. Yarm, your turn.
Well, you're almost gonna quick alchemy up a, ooh. Wait, how am I going to do this? So since Kiba got taken out first, he's gotta come before Gaz, right?
Yeah, sorry. I'm used to it doing it automatically. I just haven't, for some reason, gotten the setting set up for you guys. But yes, that'll be changing the initiative for them.
No, like, since
Gaz.
Kiba and Gaz were both taken out by the same creature in the same turn.
They it doesn't really matter because they can delay between each other anyway.
Can you delay when you're dying? When you're dying, though?
Well, you can't. Yeah, but it won't. I don't know that the initiative count matters for anything there. What do you
Like,
think it
it's-
would for?
Like if I pop Kiba up, he'll be able to lay on hands Gaz.
Right.
Instead of me just popping up Gaz and then getting Kiba on the next turn, because Gaz
That
can
is
heal.
actually a good question. Yeah. So for the purposes of it, Kiba went down first, and then Gaz went down. So Gaz should be here instead. So that'll be the correct amount. Or
Gotcha.
There you
I
go.
like it.
so.
Right. Yarmos is going to take a step up here. They go into quick alchemy and elixir of life. And I need to actually go back into my whole sheet of all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's going to pop that into Kiba's beak.
Okay.
Rushes over, already preparing a concoction in his vial. It's sizzling and popping a science experiment right in the field, and then he puts the results down into Kiba's mouth.
Sure. Roll that heal.
It's Kiba, or do I roll it?
You roll it, because you're making the
Right.
effect.
Gotcha.
It's to you, at least, to keep to get him awake, but won't allow him to survive for long. You can reduce your
I don't
dying
think-
condition, give yourself 1 wound.
I mean, the difference between a 42 HP and 2 HP in this situation didn't seem to be that big.
I guess not. Parith, what do you do?
See, this is what happens when I don't take hideous laughter. We just get absolutely obliterated. I'm gonna do a 3-action magic missile on it.
Okay. Slinging off these magical missiles from the wand, correct?
Correct. I was not prepared to not fight what I think we were gonna fight.
So come back around as well. Your condition drops from them. So 4, 2, and 3 damage to it. Batters into it, puts it near death. Maybe Giraffe can do something about it. But otherwise, that'll be your turn.
Yep.
Giraffe?
Ho ho ho. Let's do a good old classic double slice.
Okay. Omelette Baird, 15 on the dice. This will be not a crit, just a regular hit. You don't have all the effects going on anymore, so just regular hit. 14 damage
Yeah.
is a lot to it, but not enough to kill. See if this also hits. It certainly does. Mangosh also stabs in with this dual assault here for 8 more damage. It's barely hanging on.
I'm gonna get greedy.
Okay, map 8, striking Mangosh.
If anybody can afford to do this, it's you.
Not with a
Oh.
2 though.
Gone.
You aren't able to bring it around for one more strike. It's got full attention now, defending from you. Kiba, you see it start to whirl up again with its vines. It will come back around and it will be AoE attacking again. So, what do you do?
I get up and heal gas.
Mm-hmm. Once again, reaching down to help Gaz back up. As Gaz is raised, he is at wounded 2, so if he gets crit, he is instantly dead.
And I
Nice.
grip my blade and swing it at this horrible, horrible creature.
11 on the dice is exactly what you need because of the Fury cocktail. Roll the damage.
Ups and downs. Up and down.
Who says an alchemist doesn't have an effect? So, as you slice into the creature, the fury that you feel, the rage against this creature for hurting your allies, slices into it a little bit harder and allows you to get through and into its core, where whatever drove it forward is now cut in 2. It falls back into the muddy waters next to it. That's the end of that encounter.
So who
Awesome.
wants to get off the island and have a nice nap?
That would not be a bad idea.
I want to go home.
We
Yeah,
should
he'd beat you
Gas
guys
retreat and
up.
come back.
Gets it up off the ground, wide-eyed. I saw everyone I ever owed money. It was horrible.
Oh, and I'll also tell you guys.
Did you see me?
No.
That encounter was worth 80 experience. That was a moderate encounter. For your level as
Centipedes
well.
all the
You're
way
not
down.
under level.
You know what's sad is that I picked up a new spell that would have made this fight a joke if I had had it active.
And that's the thing about wizards. You always curse yourself for not having the right spell at the right time. But I heard leaving the island behind on your boat once more, correct?
Well, we need to obviously recuperate.
Sure.
Very
So
much so.
you go to a island, or rather not an island, a shoreline away from the island here to rest up. So we can put it back to the nicer music. We don't really need to change scenes though, because I think you guys are immediately coming back here.
Yes, I'm changing some
Yep,
spells.
pretty much.
Okay.
I'm putting hideous laughter back on my sheet.
I'm grabbing another lover's knot from our inventory, just FYI.
What do we know about willow wisps? Are they at all incorporeal?
They are
Not
not.
at all based on that little fella back from the lizard vault, but
Yeah, will-o-wisps are really weird because everyone assumes that they're incorporeal. They are not. They are fully corporeal creatures. They are not undead in any way, even though they are skulls floating in some sort of ectoplasmic goop. They're an aberration.
Skulls and goop. That takes physical form, though, so that's how we're able to strike at them.
Yeah, it's a normal creature, really. You don't have to worry about, like, resistances or anything like that. The only thing that you've learned from your last fight is that they are very hard to hit and they can go invisible quite easily. So prepare as you might for that.
I don't think there's much I can do about the invisible.
Given him
You know what?
time.
Well, I'll look through my 50 plus recipes for something.
Given enough time, I could maybe invent us something to help. I feel like I recall Oleg having something that helps with invisible creatures.
Perhaps. But for the purposes of it, do restore your health since you went off the island and are resting. A full day passes so that you can, of course, heal up as well over it. Since Gaz can always go around and just spam assurance, and lay on hands as well can be spammed just as easily. So, full health is easy. And if anybody is prepared to go forth to the island once more, you're not technically on the island, but move your token up away from the pier here to signify as such.
Thing is still here.
It's sort of rotted in the water there, but it is still there, yeah. The next day here, as you guys arrive.
I was
Let's
a bit
change
kind of expecting a second one to like flank us from the other side of the pier.
That would have been horrible.
That's
Great bear flashbacks.
Let's do maybe this one will work. Yeah, that'll be fine. So, as you guys continue along here, looking forward into the mists, you see that tower ahead of you in this barely kept together path between all the brambles and vines and underbrush that just tangles across this island. How do you proceed?
Let's move cautiously.
Beat the path.
Giraffe, get the chopping.
I can help with that as well. If it's needed.
Chop, chop, chop.
Well, there is a path to your left. Easy enough to go through it. There's not too much chopping, but it certainly helps as you make your way through on the island here. You find yourselves at a bend, turning along what is getting closer to that tower. You can finally see it at the edges of your vision to the north here, looming ahead of you. And as you guys are going along this path, I need from each of you a will save. As getting close to this tower, you all start to feel this unnatural dread. As if something is watching you. Something way beyond you, even. With those checks,
I am going to use a hero point on mine.
don't bother. I'm telling you this for a reason, as Gaz, you also critically fail. Everyone else crits fails as well. Something looms in this place. You're not sure that it's close by. You're not sure that it'll ever show its true form, but you feel like something is watching you. The stars above just pierce down at you. You also feel... No, it's not watching. It's really waiting, whatever this thing is. You feel like it would be deep, deep beneath the earth here. You all have this sense of unsettling attention upon you. You feel like if you were affected by any fear, any fright would just physically enervate you. It would make you enfeebled. And as long as you stay on this island, that feeling of being watched and waited upon is not going away. But you may continue if you would like.
Well, stay close to me and I can theoretically try to... I can absolutely mitigate that with no problem whatsoever.
Are you sure we can't just leave this place and not think about it?
This is too close to our home. We must get to the bottom of this.
Can we move our kingdom?
I had multiple near-death experiences already. Adding a few more surely won't hurt.
As you arrive here, Giraffe and the rest of the group starts to feel that within the fog around the tower, every so often, you see these flickering lights drifting through the trees and down through them. Amongst them, you hear a voice piercing the fog. They're afraid. All of them. They know why we love this place. Oh, their fear, it will sustain. Out from the blue. Oops, yeah, that's why I don't like little wisps.
Flashbang.
Yeah.
My eyes!
They come with this glow feature that, like, burns everyone who tries to use it. It's so bad, but yes, they do glow as all of a sudden, just bursting with the fear that you guys feel, they lose their invisibility and go to attack, just in their fury, forgetting how much of your, like, you know, tasty fear that they want. I need initiatives. It's one of the willow wisps deigns to approach. And it will get a good initiative there. As it pierces the fog and comes through it, burning into your eyes with that glow, we're gonna start its turn. And, well, let's change the music, of course. As it does approach, it will go straight at Kiba. And then, as they swirl around Kiba, shriek in their ears, "You'll never leave this place! Never!" Intimidation against you. 24 to you, Kiba, I think does succeed. You're frightened one, but also because of that feeling, you're enfeebled one as well. Just physically draining all this fear you're feeling. It will then,
Yikes.
final action, try to shock you. That burst of electricity does hit, but doesn't crit. Very close to it, though. As it burns into you, you do take 10 points of electrical damage there.
Oops.
Should be taking double, yeah. But that being said, that'll be its turn as it takes advantage of Kiba's fear. Gaz, what do you do?
Isn't it Giraffe's turn?
Oh, sorry, Giraffe. Yeah, I saw the ring and my mind went to you.
Wow.
Giraffe.
Okay. So I'm going to stride forward. Actually, I'm going to stride around. No. That's difficult terrain.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, forward double slice.
Okay. Rush up. You double slice into it. This will just barely hit as you catch this wisp that's just zipping around. They are hard to hit, but you can hit them. 9 damage there. Slicing in. This one seems more powerful than the one you faced at the Lizardfolk Den, at least the lesser one there. But less powerful perhaps than the one that was masquerading. This will be a hit as well. And it will also deal a good amount of damage to it. It's looking already injured because it's so hard to hit these things. Now, it can be
With save as
poisoned,
well.
surprisingly, and they don't have a high fortitude. These ones, that's their lowest save. They will be poisoned. Actually, I need to roll this twice to see if it also gets double poisoned. It does get stage 1, and then immediately stage 2 damage as well.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
9 there. And
Yes.
2d6. Oh, that's going to be terrible for a will-o-wisp. Poisoning them, that's the way to kill them. It's already badly injured, fuck. Okay. So,
It's so very, very sad.
as it is affected by this leaden leg, yeah, it doesn't look great. It's just,
I
you
don't
see
feel
it
so scared anymore.
coursing
I'll
through
give you
that
something to be scared about.
strange envelope around it as it poisons it. Yeah, it's really hurt by that. Gaz, we go to you.
Oh, may as well. Explosive leap.
Okay. Jumping into the brambles here. You do take 1 damage just like shooting yourself into these brambles and thorns, but otherwise, you get around it.
Now with him back here, I shall overdrive first.
Mm-hmm.
Yoink.
The trees and the shrubs, trying to overdrive, you get caught in all of it, all these brambles, you can't get it going. You try to push through and you do so you are able to overdrive.
Finally. And lastly, I shall strike out at...
Sure. The
Wow.
dice though ain't gonna cut it. Excuse this, Binks. But yeah, that
Okay.
is a failure. Kiba, we get around to you. You're shaking in fear here, but you can press on. What do you do?
I inspire.
Yeah, of course, Ninzard. Every time I fluff up an enemy, they just get completely screwed. Oh, I was thinking that was an attack, but that was just a inspiration. Yeah. Despite your fear, you still know what to do. You know that you're an inspiration to your allies.
Uh-huh. Light up the battlefield by sheer radiance. I will go for a strike since I'm already in position.
Hey. Good flank because of Gaz. Though you're not going to be able to hit. It zips away.
I'll hero it.
Okay. Some of the dice ain't going to cut it
This
either.
did not surprise me at all. And then I adjust position.
Okay. You adjust as well. Rushing through the brambles here. Yeah, you can actually get there with the full movement. So, Yarmos, what do you do?
Yarmos watches as Kiba rushes to Gaz's side and lowers the skunk bomb he had in his hand, and instead just takes a sullen step forward to provide flanking to Gaz. Following up with that, he's going to get his valet to sheath for him his skunk bomb, and instead bring out the hand crossbow, which he uses to shoot at this creature.
Sure. Quick close range, see if you get it. 16 on the dice isn't gonna hit because of that clumsy.
Wonderful. He's going to reload, and that's
Okay.
it. Very
So, Parenth, we go to you now. Anything from you?
I'm gonna cast magic missile with 3 actions.
There you go.
That's
Then you go
cool.
too. 3 damage there. One of the only spells that these creatures are susceptible to, as you pound it with this magical force, pure and simple, it looks almost destroyed from that. It's gonna need one more good hit from your allies.
That is all from me.
Okay, we go back to its turn, then Feeble goes away as well on Kiba, so you can get rid of it, Kiba.
What is this feeling? You are afraid too.
They try to intimidate Giraffe, and they do. You're a frightened one and enfeebled one.
No!
Your fear will sustain me.
No.
At 2
Don't
health.
bring my mother
Go
into
down.
this.
It sustains itself on 2 health as it feeds on your fear, and then goes for a strike against Giraffe there. But it crits.
Guess what
As
I
this
got?
burst of electricity comes out, 28 damage to Giraffe, but you're able to reduce
Enfeebled.
it, enfeebled as well. What I was planning on doing was adding just a button that just has leveled healing on Glimpse of Redemption, so you could just heal easily from there instead of
That'd
having
be
to...
so cool.
Yeah, probably be easier. That'll be its turn, yeah. Like, Giraffe, what do you do?
Oh boy. Take a guess.
Actually, on your turn is when it ticks on the poison, so I need to roll its fortitude save once again.
Oh yeah, let's start with
Oh.
that. Let's,
Yep.
let's do that first.
I'm on
Level
the
up,
dice.
see?
19? Is that DC?
That's my one.
Alright, for combat DC.
DC is 20. Okay, it takes
Oh.
the third stage, 2d6 poison.
Stage 3.
6 and 3, 9. You see it start to shudder and then go dark as it falls to the ground, destroyed from the poison. As Giraffe's just lifting his blades, it just sort of, the liquid that's holding it together just like slurps down as it all dissolves and dissipates from the poison. Yeah, it's dead from that. I guess that's the way to kill will-o-wisps, just hit them with poison. They are terrible against it. That's that.
Well done. Let's remember, everybody, that feeling of fear that we're feeling, that's just the will-o-wisps. Don't let it consume us. They're just trying to consume our fear.
Based on what they said, it seems to be more of a emergent property of this island itself.
Right. I wonder if that's actually true, or if it's just because there's a high concentration of them.
Gas explodes.
Oh no.
You hear this like click and mechanical sort of whir, and then like over in the corner there, gas comes out of the bushes, like burned a little bit.
Good job taking that
What
out.
kinds of bushes are those?
Very hot bushes.
Alright, what do you say we take 10 and patch up a little bit?
Alrighty.
You see other will-o-wisps still sort of petering through the leaves of the trees. They don't come
Actually,
closer.
let's not take 10 here. Let's go inside.
Go inside the more obviously haunted structure.
Either that or we go back to the dock. They're probably less inclined to follow us there.
Well,
We can take as
Giraffe,
many road trips back and forth as we want.
you never saw anything in here as you step in, leading the way. The ruins of this tower look ancient. Anybody with society training understands that. It may have once even been a large tower, but only the jagged stone cylinder about 40 feet tall really remains of it. Rubble litters the ground outside of the tower. The structure itself only has two entrances, or one entrance at the ground level, really. Both, or it's written as there's two entrances, but I only made one because that's how I made my map, apparently. But with that being said, the interior is choked with tumbled stones and weeds, with a dark gap in the floor hinting at a stone staircase that leads down. There are these faint symbols and carvings all throughout the inside of the wall here, barely visible.
Neat.
Some sort
Let's
of
take a look at
language.
some of them. Take a close look at some of them.
It's a language, one I don't believe you read. Let me look at the whole group here. Party overview can tell me if you have this language. Ah, wait, Yarmos, you do read this language. This is a dark eldritch language of the deep, sort of, dark lands of Galarian.
Oh!
Oh, wonderful.
And as you read
Aklo, huh?
it is Aklo. There are fragments of blasphemous prayers to ancient gods of the old cults. You spot amongst these words the name repeated fairly often, Yog-Sothoth.
Well, Kiva, it seems like this is another place of worship.
Oh, really?
Yes, to a god named Yog-Sothoth. Yog-Sothoth.
Religion check?
Sure. A base 10 when you're trained on religion is good for basically any god, and Yog-Sothoth is well known as an outer god. Either that or a old god, I forget, but it is an eldritch being dark and terrible, sort of out in the great beyond, essentially. And they are known as the Keeper of Portals, Passages, and areas between reality. It is a creature that is just unknowable in its fullest. It is said to be this congeries of iridescent spheres and rings that just rotate endlessly through each other. And yeah, it is only worshipped by the truly insane.
Yeah. So I have no idea what to make of that.
So that's a no for restoring this site, eh?
Perhaps. Oh, which one of us should tend a giraffe?
Preferably
Oh,
someone good at medicine.
Well, yeah, it's me or Kaz.
One more
I
thing.
trust Kiba more.
As you guys are in here sort of resting, those of you searching can roll a perception check as well, looking through the rubble.
Fine, I didn't want to heal you anyways. I was far too busy searching for treasure.
I don't know if that would count, if my search would count, because my intent is heal somebody and then focus for 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine too. So those not healing themselves too much, like Barrett, can have a look around. And, I mean, your eyes are useful over the course of 10 minutes, and it gives you plenty of time to discover that beneath some of the stones of the interior of the tower here, there seems to be a weapon that is a small knife-like thing, but blood red across its surface. A lost weapon of some sort. You can see in that loot pile there.
Well, this looks like extra blasphemous.
Okay, I'll do a lay on hands on a giraffe. And then my 10 minutes of focusing.
Sure. I'm gonna delete your... Actually, I'll just put it at chat again. There we go. So the stream can see it. And you guys as
Nice,
well.
thanks.
Ooh.
Oh, double dipping that owlbear claw. Bleed. Full parry, though.
I like this.
Seems useful, certainly, Giraffe.
I'm just gonna yoink unless anyone wants to stop me.
That doesn't look like it would suit my hands very well.
You know whose
Yeah.
hands it would suit? Parents.
You don't
Oh,
have
yeah,
hands.
The dex. Wow. Who's the least religious out of us? Because this does not seem like it'll gel with any god.
Does anyone else get an uncanny feeling from this whole thing?
Oh, but of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
An uncanny feeling from this site dedicated to an old one. No, I can't see what you're talking about.
An unknowable one as well.
Giraffe, as you place the weapon in your hand, the hand that's wielding it seems to shoot with this heat, like your blood is almost beginning to boil inside. It's not so hot that it's painful, but do you accept this feeling of just chaos, bloodshed?
Oh boy.
It's a simple question, really. Do you keep holding on or not?
Curious. He still holds on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
You push through what may have been something enfeebling you, but it means that your alignment must change to chaotic neutral
Oh.
in order to
Oh,
continue
no.
to wield it.
What was his alignment before? Because
Neutral.
he very much. Hi. You weren't already chaotic neutral?
No, just neutral.
Okay. It's not that big a shift.
Not that big of a shift.
The dreaded chaotic neutral.
And I mean, if chaotic neutral is actually done maturely, it can be a lot of fun and pretty decent. The trouble is, a lot of the people who are most attracted to it don't do it maturely. So
I was pushed in this position, not attracted to it, so that should be a good sign.
Well, like chaotic neutral isn't necessarily like, all right, I'm gonna be random, hello random. No, it's gonna be
No.
like, you're just
It's what my character would do.
you look out for yourself, you look out for the team. You're not concerned with order. You're not, you
very
do what feels
detached.
good at the time, without harming yourself and your friends. It's like, yeah,
All I
It's,
can
it's
think
like it's like a classical bounty hunter alignment, so to speak.
Yeah.
of.
Did we get
Yeah.
did we get experience for that will of the wisp, by
Yes,
the way?
80.
Yeah. Wait, 80?
80.
did I write that?
It wasn't told to us.
Yeah, I may not have said it, but
40 experience off of a level up.
as and I was going to mention what I think about with chaotic neutral. Just recently, I showed a friend this. You guys know what Dark Dungeons is? That stupid
I do.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always remember that line. I show no mercy. I'm chaotic neutral.
Oh no.
And
I
even
don't
though
think I've
it's
seen that movie.
even though it's like a Christian movie that's supposed to say the dangers of Dungeons and Dragons, they seem to know their lore when they say that joke.
I thought it was a parody movie of like the Christians who are afraid of Dungeons and
It
Dragons.
might be. I don't actually know if it's a parody or a. Well, it's a real adaptation at the very least. It's a faithful adaptation to the like Chick Track, I think it was called. But anyway, that being said, you do accept the blade in hand, and you have the feeling that there's more to it. Maybe discovered later. That being said, though, you guys can probably full heal yourselves as well with Gaz's assurance since you guys are barely injured, so go ahead and do that as well. Quick and easy, another
Sure.
10 minutes. The will-o-wisp
Are
don't seem to
stairs?
come in here.
Are stairs down here like actual stairs, or are they just like
There's
totally
stairs
caved in?
that lead down.
Oh, so there's- Wonderful.
Well, this is like the only structure here, right? Like this is the only place to go up here.
Yeah, you looked around the towers from the outside there. It seemed like that was just the rest of the island of brambles and other things.
We can keep on clearing out the wisps here, but it seems like they're attracted here for something else. Perhaps when we dispel the source of that, then we'll no longer have this threat near our home.
Agreed. I say we descend.
Let's go.
As
Okay.
we took this little break, I'm using spell substitution as well.
Mm-hmm.
Looks as if a new fire has lit up in Giraffe's eyes.
The murder hobo fire.
It's
I mean, you have a reflection of the fire of the tree in your eyes, so that's where this party's going.
So I think I'm gonna just sling my shield over my back for now.
Okay. Let me move you guys
Yeah,
down.
I'm kind of feeling the two-hander at this point. Yeah.
Sure. It can be difficult for a champion to use their reaction for their shield,
Right.
but that is helped at later levels. They do get an extra reaction for that.
oh boy.
And who am I missing? I am missing Yarmos. There we go.
That being said, eventually I'm going to get like a more powerful glaive, and then it's back to two-handers full time, baby. I'm sure.
Good thing you haven't made any fee investment to that stuff.
Yeah, that's a little loud. Let me reduce that just a tiny bit. There we go.
Maybe I should go back to one-hander and a torch.
So you guys descend these stairs.
All right. I make a new dark vision potion every day.
Oh,
Sorry,
I would
guys.
accept that.
How many
I'll
do you
just go.
have?
Always do.
For the two who need it. So you can just drag that effect from yourself, Yarm, onto them.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much.
So now you guys see in the darkness, still monochrome, so you may not be able to see anything of color easily. But
Oh, that's tragic.
going down the stairs here, you find yourselves entering a low chamber with a steep staircase that you just went down. But also steep staircases on the left and right, east and west. There's a small pile of dead leaves and dried nettles that have drifted against the southern wall, perhaps from upstairs. And in this basin, you do see an inscription sort of at its edge in Aklo. It translates literally, "We are those who stand at the threshold," or perhaps more properly, "We are the thresholders."
You're the fish. Well, this cult certainly didn't have a very good name to them. Thresholders.
Well, they sure picked a spooky enough location.
But looking at this basin pretty closely, you guys are able to see a few coins sitting at the bottom of it. Rare, ancient-looking coins.
Can I do detect magic?
Sure. You let out the sensors for a moment. You don't sense any magic here.
Okay. I had to make sure. Evil, cursed cult money.
Well, we have an evil cursed cult knife on hand.
Oh, it's
Like,
fine. It doesn't feel cursed.
Is this 60 coins in total, or just
It's 30 GP worth.
30? Gotcha. Because there's 2 bags, but there seems to be leading
Oh,
to the
yeah,
same
sorry.
thing.
If there's 2 bags, it's always just 1 bag.
Ah, gotcha.
Just my accidental sort of revealing them. Also, hold on. You start to identify that there are 6 of them. Sorry, there we go. So 6 30 GP coins. And Parent, you're pretty sure with your society check that these would be valuable to some sort of collector because they're very old. You could roll a society to really check what kind of age they have. What history?
Sure, I can try to get us some more information here.
Oh, right, we never did find a Stagborn's girlfriend.
Not yet.
But as you look at these coins, yeah, they seem to be ancient coins, thousands of years ago, thousands of years old, even from the Age of Destiny. That is, yeah, thousands of years ago. My own Galarian lore is not great, but long time. Sort of, I think, before Eridan went away.
This place has been here for a very, 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 very long time.
How long ago was Eridan in our current timeline?
Thousands of years, I think.
Uh,
I'm not sure specifically. You can look up Eridan. Eridan doesn't come up as a major plot point, so feel free to read up on him. But yeah, the Age of Destiny ended because he died, and or maybe died or something. I don't know, but nobody knows really. But with his death, also destiny was broken in general. That being said, there are 2 paths lower, east and west.
Well, looks like Jeff has already started to descend down one of these paths.
Indeed. I could watch the rear if you like, or I can follow Jeff in.
marching order, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
As you head down the stairs here, going in the darkness, you see a large chamber here, a long room with a vaulted ceiling 20 feet above. Near the northern end of the western wall, you came down the staircase there, but there's also a southern end with another staircase. At the south end, however, you also see a low dais carved with spiky writing around its base and bearing a towering abstract statue made of more than a dozen stone orbs. Several of the orbs have openings to show that they are hollow, with flames just barely perceptibly burning within them, as they are their own lanterns.
We sure this
Flames
is a
that moves.
cult to York's something and not some artistic god.
Yosef, the unknowable.
I'm switching my exploration activity to detect magic.
Yeah. I can't say I know much.
As you guys approach, and Parath lets out another burst of this detection, you get a ping back of evocation, as it feels like this statue is magically sort of built. And before even you can warn your allies, or just when you can, you start seeing all of those spheres start to grind over each other as if their balls sort of like gathering up and passing over each other. It's very hard to describe that, but they're rolling over each other. And as they roll over each other, they start to grow as if into a larger creature of some sort. As it rises, you see this brazier that's sort of a collection of many of those lantern-holding ones, as the rest of it makes some sort of massive construct that rises from its pedestal in order to strike you guys down. So, defense of its home. Roll your initiatives.
Bangalore.
I'm concerned.
It's the best image I could ever find of a creature that might look like this online. So I don't even know where it came from, but it looks pretty appropriate.
That thing looks like it could knock me into next week, I'll be honest.
It certainly might. So, parent rolls and then statue as well, but it doesn't get very much of a head start. As you guys see it forming, you have a chance to strike it down. So, Yorm, we start with you. What do you do?
Wonderful. Yarmo starts off with a Drakeheart Mutagen in one hand and a Skunk Bomb in the other. Feeds the Drakeheart Mutagen right to Gaz.
Alright. Can add it on over to him.
Very good. Then he makes good on that promise with the Skunk Bomb. And tries to disorient it as soon as possible before it can get its bearings.
Okay. Trying to throw
Throw
a
streams for the eyes.
Uh-huh, that's a crit. Easily enough.
Oh, love it.
And as you strike out at it,
It's a fortune save.
doesn't take
Well,
any damage
assuming
from
it
poison.
doesn't.
It is a statue.
Wonderful.
Oh.
I mean, hey, you threw a skunk bomb at a statue. It's a construct. It doesn't take any poison,
Oh.
unfortunately.
Alright. Well, in that case, the Yarmo is going to finish off by trying to recall knowledge about this thing.
Okay. Yeah, I say that'll be flickering enough for those lights there. There we go. Recall knowledge will be a crafting or arcana.
Wonderful.
Well, I can tell you that's another natural 20, so at least you can tell your allies two things about it. This is a giant animated statue. They are mindless constructs.
Huh. Well, this thing is exactly what it looks like. What's its what are its special abilities and what's its weakest saving throw?
Its weakest save is its will save, but that's Paizo being cheeky because it's mindless.
Yeah. Of
Oh.
course.
Yeah, it's a way of getting around a low will save. They can just slap mindless on a creature. But you know, that's just how some things are. That being said, its special ability. I'll ask you, defense or offense?
Concerning.
Oh boy, offense.
That brazier that it holds of these many lanterns of orbs there, it will shoot out flaming coals from it, or even if it grabs somebody, try to burn them alive in those braziers. So
Oh boy.
you
Yarmos-
can deal with that
Yarmos relays
brazier.
that.
Yeah,
Oh.
if you shoot it with cold damage, deal enough damage with that, or douse it with a good amount of water, you could turn that brazier off.
Well, you have to say anything for that, parent?
Parent,
No.
what's your turn?
Understood.
I'm gonna
Oh,
try
that's it for your
something
turn.
that just might not work, period. Can I try to dispel the magic animating this? Or is that not really a thing?
Generally, it's not really a thing against creatures.
Okay. Oh man, this is actually rough because like all of my debuffs are all mental.
Well, hey.
You've done our counter.
Oh man.
The hardest counter of all, a lack of sentience.
And I got rid of grease too.
Gosh, the mindless tag is so strong. Why can't player characters get that?
Just lobotomize yourself.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna launch some rubble at it to test the water.
Okay. Just plenty of loose stone.
I guess bludgeoning.
Oh, you certainly hit. Roll the damage. You sling a stone towards it, however. It seems to have a hardness of its own. And hardness is different from resistance. It only takes 1 damage here, though. Hardness is not automated just yet.
Grief.
You didn't ask for defense, so you'll have to figure out what that means for you next time, or with another...
I'm gonna use my third action to recall knowledge.
Sure.
We got lots of brains here.
It's gonna be important. Being a lore master
I am
is
gonna
its
say
own-
I cannot stay past 9:30.
That's fine. I actually planned on being done at 9:30. We can do kingmaking another time, the management. But
Sure.
for the purpose of it, you don't really know what to make of it, Parenth. Your check was a little too low there. Failed.
Alright, that's all my actions.
Gaz, we go to you.
Oh boy. That is a very puzzling statue. I started out by overdriving.
Mm-hmm. You do just barely succeed as you get yourself in gear.
Seeing how ineffective Parents Assault has been, I will use Kobold Breath actually.
Okay.
It should be a, I believe, 30-foot line and acid damage. Check
Yeah,
that
sure.
feature, though.
1 second here. Just checking on something. What is it? Fortitude or Dex?
Should be a reflex save.
Reflex, yeah. Rolls a 14. That's pretty bad for it. I think it'll fail.
Nice.
Roll damage. To unleash this acid, however, hardness is minus to everything. It deals 0 damage to it.
Was it? That's my recharge. 4 rounds.
Mm-hmm. Got 1 more
That's all
action.
3 of my actions.
Oh. What did you use as first? Oh, it's overdrive, correct.
Overdrive and then 2 action for Kobold Breath.
Okay, so, as we get to its turn, you see it lunge forward with that brazier in hand and fire a flaming hot coal at Giraffe as he approaches. That will crit. Exactly so, with a 19 on the dice. 26 damage as the coals hit you, it just burns brightly. It is then going to move.
Is that redemptionable? Let's see. Damage
It was
ally.
down here, so they're within 15 feet of you. Yep, good.
Okay, I'm gonna call it enfeeble since I have a feeling that stupefy isn't gonna be the greatest thing this time.
Probably not. Give yourself 6 back, Giraffe. It will then come up here and try to slam a stone fist into Gaz.
I'm in danger.
So third action there. This will hit. And it's at D12, so 17 total damage there. As it pounds into you, that'll be its turn entirely. Giraffe, we're up to you.
Alrighty. I'm going to go behind.
Okay. Doesn't seem fast enough to react.
Cool, no opportunity attacks, I don't think. And I need to place that on my hotbar.
You have space in your hotbars for basic strikes?
Yeah, you can put pretty much
I'm gonna
anything.
use the Mombele and the Bloodthirst.
Okay. A whirl of curving weapons and slicing attacks. Let's see the first. 9 on the dice will miss it, even with flank. And even on a fighter. Let's see if Bloodthirst can, well, slice into it itself. Doesn't find any blood to slice into. It misses. Both.
Darn.
do
I'm
have hero
going
points.
to hero point that Bloodthirst.
Mm-hmm.
Guess you'll have to stay thirsty.
Stay thirsty, chat. No!
It's going to be a miss for that terrible, terrible fucking thing.
I deserve that. I
Yeah.
deserve that for making that joke.
Kiba, your turn. Trying to inspire your allies.
Start with an inspire as usual. Looks like
Succeeds.
Okay. Some mild success.
This
I don't-
is always really
I
loud.
don't know anything about this thing's resistances yet. Hopefully somebody can share that information soon. In the meantime, I'm going to see how the sword works against it.
Okay. So you rush up. None of the dice won't do it.
Okie dokie. Next.
Bounces off of its armor. Yarm, we go to you.
Right. Yarmos holds back the urge to scamper away and takes the moment of being close to it to expect it further, attempt to recall knowledge.
Sure. This time, you are able to tell a little bit more about it. What do you want to know?
Defensive abilities.
Its defensive ability is that it has construct armor. Like objects, this statue has hardness. Hardness reduces any damage it takes by an amount equal to the hardness value. Once, though, it is reduced to less than half its hit points or immediately upon being damaged by a crit, the construct armor breaks and its AC reduces and it doesn't have hardness anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, you just have to start fishing then. He's gonna
Gotcha.
stay up close and attempt yet another recall knowledge at 8 for
Okay.
DC now, I suppose.
Yeah, higher DC. But you roll another natural 20 there. So, what else? 2 things do you want to know about it?
Resistances this time? Resistances and weaknesses.
It has no.
Wait, is it both? Or-
It's one or the other. It's they're different categories. So it doesn't have
Oh,
any
just- okay.
weaknesses and it doesn't have any resistances.
Alright, wonderful. And when that's
What it
done,
is then.
Yarmos decides that it's high time to actually scamper away now.
Okay. Just adding a little bit of movement to that as you rush off. Parent, as he rushes past you, what do you do?
Well, not much I can do here. I'm just gonna try to crit it, I guess. Another telekinetic projectile.
Okay.
Parent reduced to literally flinging rocks at the enemy.
There's a good supply of them here.
That's gonna be a
I'm
miss
gonna
now.
use a hero point.
Okay.
You know what to say, fight fire with fire.
Use him or lose him, and this will probably be the last encounter you guys have. 26 does, I believe, hit though. Roll the damage.
Oh boy!
Batter it with a rock though, it just bounces off. Can't get past the hardness of 10.
I'm gonna back off a bit.
Okay, Gaz, we go to you.
Oh boy, heck. It is quite a pickle.
Does a crit from something that it's invincible against, that it's immune to, break the armor?
Something that's immune to would break the armor. Oh, you mean the poison?
Yeah.
Because it didn't really hurt it, it's just like a lot of poison damage. I don't believe
Yeah.
so.
Gotcha.
I have a weird question. Since this thing technically has like construct armor, is it wearing armor?
I would say you could tamper with the armor of it, yes.
Oh, good. Then I will do just that.
Okay. Yarmos also, just to your point, it says upon being damaged by a crit.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah,
Unfortunately,
that's
wasn't
more
damaged.
explicit.
So, roll your crafting as you try to sort of tamper with this thing's construction. 17 on the dice, though, won't cut it.
Like save, I believe, or not.
Oh, wait, no, yeah, it's you getting past the save, sorry. I thought you failed when you... Wait, no, yeah, that's a fit. You are not able to do anything here. Yeah, its reflex DC is higher than that, yeah. Okay.
Oh, good thing I can just try again.
Yep, there's nothing that stops you. And there's no map, so keep trying to tamper with it somehow. 21 will succeed, so the armor has been tampered.
Last action, attack.
Flat-footed. That makes it
Fishing.
flat-footed, so...
Well,
Well,
Oh, thank
hey.
goodness.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
That's that. Alright, so as you unleash this pummel into it, you find just the right moment where you're tampering with the armor, you open up one of its plates and just pound your fist right into it, that hydraulic attack. Deals 25, and it immediately rends the armor as you pull out the piston there. Just tears it apart enough that it falls away. It doesn't have its construct armor anymore. It's been broken.
shoddy construction here.
I give it Don't be too hard on it. It's been here for thousands of years.
Anything else? Or what? That was all three. So, as we go to it, well, the brazier is still burning and it can still fight. It's just defenses were down. It is going to, well, Gaz, you did that, so it's going to try to respond. A stone fist strikes down at you. You will be hit. And as you are struck, you take 19 points of damage. A little bit less, but take the 19 and take 6
Continue
back.
enfeeble.
Feebled is continued. However, it will then grab you. And, well, it starts lifting you up straight into the flames. You take damage automatically here as you're just pushed into the fire. From burn alive as his third action, you take 22 more damage, and your clothing catches alight as well for persistent fire damage.
Oh no.
As you go down to 0.
Oh no.
That'll be the end of its turn.
Wow.
Well, that's a browsing bolt.
Yep, used all of its actions, just did that one thing.
I'm gonna start attacking it now that the hardness is gone.
Mm-hmm.
So like, if it's brazier out of reach, or can we?
You can attack the brazier.
Oh.
With cold damage, though. It will only... Otherwise, you're just attacking the creature itself.
Well, I mean, like, would you be able to, like, say, reach up and tap Gaz to heal
No,
him?
Gaz is... Narratively, he was picked up, but he's still in the same position. For mechanics.
Gotcha.
So, for the purpose of it, Giraffe, you do strike out. This is a much easier hit. Roll the damage. You feel like you can actually carve into its inner workings a lot easier. 9 damage is 9 damage to it.
Wait, wrong weapon.
Hmm? Yeah, sometimes a creature with, that'll be a hit because the construct armor is broken. Otherwise wouldn't have. Finding the time to slice into it, it's now looking pretty injured. It doesn't seem like it has a lot of constitution beyond the armor.
And I'm gonna get greedy.
Mm-hmm. Why not? Fighter on flank, but with a 6, he won't be able to strike it.
That's okay.
Keep up,
I
back
did
to you.
some good damage.
So basically, the thing's too tall or whatever for us to get.
No, you can touch gas. It's fine.
Can I get him out of there?
He's not in it. He was pushed into it. He is in the position he is in currently. He's nothing else has occurred. Like, he's not in some other location. He's just being grappled in that spot. So you can't get to him.
Okay. Well, okay. Then I will slap a lay on hands on him.
Sure.
Nice of the statue to take him out of the brazier after he was done burning alive.
You know.
It's flavor.
Flavor. I get in trouble when I add more flavor to my descriptions.
Well, forget it. I'm gonna see how much damage I can do to this thing.
Gonna get him back in action. He's still sort of grabbed by the creature, though. What do you do, Keepa? Attack.
Go for the attack.
Well, hey. I guess it was gonna happen anyway. Crit there. As you go back towards it and crash your blade into it, it does seem to take the full damage and burn itself. It's not immune to fire. It's looking badly hurt at this point.
That was
Anything
cool.
else?
Can I do it again?
Let's see.
I cannot.
Missing. There. You try to pull back around, but it's now defending itself more readily against you. Yarm, your turn.
Well, Yormos is going to, valet into his hands a hand crossbow and then shoot the thing.
Okay. $18 on the dice will hit it. Roll the damage.
Okay.
Firing off a quick shot, 5 damage to it. It's gonna take 5.
Last action is a, last action reload.
Mm-hmm.
For his turn.
Parenth, back to you up here.
Well, at least I can do some damage to it now, maybe. I am going to throw more rocks at it.
Alright, plenty of those in here. Almost another natural 20, went to the 8.
Gonna use a hero point.
Sure thing. Last one in the
Can I
night.
start doling my hero points out to other people? Alchemists tend to not roll that often.
You have bombs, and you have recall knowledge. Well, you can't really do it on recall knowledge, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd recommend just being creative with it.
That's it.
Gotcha.
So, with that, Gaz, we get to you.
Gonna get greedy, so please do not shout at me.
Go blow up.
Strike.
Yeah, my thing is, in a hero, or in a team game like PF2E, hero points represent... Oh, you are prone still.
Alright, I'm prone. Let me get up first and then strike.
Can't get up while you're grappled. Prevents movement.
Right. That is
Hate that.
very annoying. Wow. I hate grappling. I really don't want to escape, but I have to.
That's a failure. You're still stuck in its grasp. It's a bad spot to be in, grappled prone.
There's nothing much for me to tamper with anymore. I will use my lover's nod and hope for the best.
Okay. DC 5 flat check to manipulate. Oh no, this is in vision, so you're good. 12 extra. So, with that, we then go to statue itself. Well, actually, you would have had one more action, right? Try and just
Escape.
Yeah, escape, and then you healed. You would have had one more. So what else would you want to do?
Well, I guess I can throw that strike.
Yeah. Well.
With MAP. Oh,
Yeah,
well, not
still
that it
gonna be
matters.
Either way, you struggle in its grasp. You're able to heal yourself up at least, but it seems to let you go on your turn. You do take 8 points of fire damage. Make sure to take that 8 and roll the recovery check for that as well. It is going to rear back around and strike out with its fist against Giraffe.
What should I roll for the recovery check? Excuse me.
It's the button on the damage that you see in this chat there. For persistent fire. Giraffe, you take
Wow,
12.
that was a weak glove tap.
Yeah, well, it's, make sure to take the 8s there, guys, if you haven't already. But as it does batter into you, it will grab you and it will do just the same as it did to Gaz there and try to burn you alive. Lifting you into the brazier and sort of pushing you against it before you're, like, sort of pulling yourself away back down to where you're at right now. So, automatic, because of this ability, 13 points of damage and persistent fire.
Okay, that's a bit more.
Ignore that persistent fire roll. It shouldn't be rolling then. I don't know why it does. So, that's its turn. All 3 actions, though. Giraffe, as you burn.
Can I make a check to
It
escape?
also burns. You can, but it will apply to your map penalty.
That's okay.
It is able to not be on fire itself.
Wait, is being grappled gonna make it harder for me to attack?
Nope.
But being... Oh, I'm not prone. Okay.
Mm.
Grappling is something you
attack.
do to spellcasters.
Yeah, grapple prevents movement and screws up manipulate actions and spellcasting. But this will be a hit. Roll the damage. It's not as effective against fighters like you. It's 7 on the dice. It'll cut into it, but it won't kill it just yet. Bloodthirst comes back around. 15 on the dice will also be a hit. Very close to a crit. Just need about 2 more to really get into a crit range there. Another 11 damage as you slice in there. It is barely holding up. The spheres that sort of pulled it together are falling away from it, but it still
I'm gonna go
pushes
for
on.
another attack.
So you are a flurry of slashing weapons here. Dervish of whirling blades. This will exactly hit because it is
Yes!
armor. And it is
The
flat-footed.
greed! It
And the
pays
agile
off.
trait. The agile trait is very helpful for that. 10 more damage is enough as you just whirl and slice into it, cutting the spheres from each other, their connections, and all of it just begins to fall away as it crumbles to the ground, destroyed. That'll be that combat.
Giraffe is laughing hysterically. His fur charred.
As you guys are
Oh.
let go of its grasp. Guys sort
Looks
of
like that dagger did have an effect on it.
patting out the flames. Silence ensues in this decrepit place.
Gaz, why is it always you that gets pummeled?
I'm just.
He
I'm
looks
just
like a
very
rock'em sock'em.
I'm just very good at attracting attention, I guess.
Does that mean you have a very punchable face?
Yes, I also have a lot of buffer for getting punched. Unfortunately, it's not been helping me in that regard. Sort of like rubs his stomach a little.
Yarmus looks around to see if that thing was guarding anything in particular, or just the entrance, or
Perception.
just the stairs down here.
One thing that you can easily see, though, without the perception check, is this writing on that pedestal. And reading it. Easily enough from you. Make sure you're... I'll leave it go because we're at the end of the session.
Oh.
But starting with the writing that you do see on this dais here, this pedestal. It's a low pedestal, so you guys could even like step up onto it. It says, Yog-Sothoth, who knows the gate, Yog-Sothoth, who is the gate, past, present, future, all are one in Yog-Sothoth.
Well, it seems quite fitting for what we know of this place.
What, complete nonsense?
Yes, exactly.
I'm glad we're on the same page.
Also, one more thing before you get to guys leveling up, because you obviously do from that encounter. You also see a door leading to the south, a secret one that you're able to identify and show to your allies. But we're not going to go there just yet, since we're at the end of the session, and you guys have a level up.
Woo!
We don't have to rest for a level up.
I don't run that, but it will not give people who need to prepare stuff their new preparations. So, for example, Parenth won't have... He'll have the level 3 spells known, but he won't be able to prepare anything until he rests.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
Okay. I'll get my level up done within the next week.
Sure.
But for now, I gotta dash. That was a really fun session. Have a good night, guys.
It's fantastic. You take care.
It's very nice to have you to be back.
Ooh, this is a big level too.
So long.
Have a good night.
See ya.
See ya.
I'm very happy to be once again the punching bag.
You're such a wonderful tank. All those hit points, they're so good.
All that AC too, eh?
It's my fault things magically rolled better against me.
So yeah, that thing can be rough because that one's almost RNG, where it's like it has a hardness value. I mean, it's also okay if you have a party with like a barbarian who just does a lot of damage all at once to get it down to its half level.
I mean, it's not that unlikely to eventually get to fish for a crit with,
The
if we know
problem
that we can
is-
hit it a lot.
The problem is our method of crit fishing involved a lot of like debuffing and mental debuffs in particular, so we were kind of screwed.
I mean, we have a lot of actions per turn, so it was still fine. A
Yeah.
nat 20 was inevitable.
So yeah, I'll stick around for you guys if you want to do a little bit of leveling, and we'll still be on stream too for it.
How much EXP was that total? So we know how much how far we're into the next level.
For the
Right, actually no, we get
Yeah.
we're at 0, yeah.
you reset to
No
0.
overflow.
There's no overflow. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I know by the rules you do get overflow experience, but I don't do it because tamping down on Kingmaker's experience, there's a lot of experience you guys get. I already do it at 1200 experience, and you guys are doing it at a rate that allows you to get whatchamacallit, the full experience, because you guys explore everything, you go everywhere. And I don't want you guys to be completely over-leveled of everything if I ran it as is, because you eventually would be.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh no, not being over leveled.
Hey, we gotta keep the challenge up.
K/K.
How can I almost kill you guys every session without that?
Right?
I mean, if us being over leveled drops a severe encounter down to moderate, then that would make it more dangerous, actually.
I mean, even moderate encounters have been really tough on you guys. Like that vine creature outside. This is a moderate encounter. It's a moderate
I
encounter
mean,
for
as
4
in like
players.
only moderate encounters have been.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, too.
Yeah,
Really.
only moderate encounters have been an issue for us.
Yeah, it's just how it works. Like that willow wisp upstairs is a severe encounter. But you guys had the right equipment to just take it down so easily with magic missiles and poison. But yeah, for the stream, as you guys are catching up with us here, I do want to say that all the maps you saw on the stream today are on my Patreon. You can see my ad right above me right now. I have just released everything up to level 6 in Kingmaker. It's like 70 fully detailed overhead walled. So, for example, like Kiba is standing next to the wall. It means his token is actually underneath it. I put every detail of that into every map, so gets you really immersed into the scenes. But yeah, if you want to check them out, feel free to. They're good for any campaign, really. And I run games professionally, as I mentioned in the chat there, on startplaying.games. Do have 2 Kingmaker games, one on Wednesday 1 p.m. that is looking for 1 more player, and one on Wednesday 6:30 p.m. that's looking for 2 more players. So, if you want to professionally run games just like this, you can also see those. Otherwise, yeah. Thank you guys for attending. We'll still be live a little bit here as these guys level up, though. So, anybody have any questions currently?
Wait, so if I'm reading Powerful Alchemy right,
Hmm.
my non-poisons will be stronger if I quick alchemy them instead of preparing them in advance?
Do you have a way of linking it to chat here so we can
Let's see. Sorry, yeah.
interpret it?
Should be... Here we go.
So yes, on the fly stuff is more potent. Infused alchemical item that allows you to saving throw. You change the DC to your... Yeah, you can change poisons, I'm pretty sure. If you quick alchemy it.
My poisons are already set to my class DC, but non-poisons would be
Oh,
stronger
okay.
if I quick alchemy them.
Yeah, I guess they would then. Yeah, since you already
Yeah.
get that from toxicologist there.
Flavor-wise, it sounds a bit weird, but I'll roll with it.
Hey, well, when it comes to some classes, they're not as defined by their subclass as others. Alchemist is... You specialize in a field, but you're just a general good alchemist too.
Yeah. I mean, like, the main point of weirdness to me is just it being stronger when you make it in a... You do a rush job of making it.
Oh yeah,
compared
that's
to if
true,
you
I
don't
guess.
prepare in advance.
Would imprecise scent do anything?
It would alert you to things that give off sense, like, pretty easily. Like, unless a creature knows that you can smell things very well, it can't protect against, like, if you come within 30 feet of it and it hasn't ambushed you, you automatically notice something is up. Somebody is there. Versus, like, stealthing normally, they roll a stealth check against what they perceive as the main thing to hide from, which is your eyesight, your vision, right? Or your sense of sound. But most creatures will not know to also hide themselves to scent, right? So that's why it's actually really good for sussing out ambushes.
And I think it'll help you when you're blinded as well.
Yes.
Okay, I am taking that, so just FYI.
Sure.
Sure you want to take that with a giraffe on the team.
That's why I stay this far away from him most of the time.
There's a lot of good stuff at level 5. I'll need to go back to town and upgrade the general store as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm. And also remember, you have your ability score increases at this level as well, so don't forget them.
Right, it does. Stupid question.
Hmm?
Doesn't really say a level of what kind, in terms of like limiting for snare crafting.
Mhm.
Can I like take anything up to level 5?
Yeah, when you get it, I allow just any recipe up to level 5, yeah.
Neat.
I'm having issues getting this feat to go in.
Which one?
Dragon's Scent. It's in the compendium, but it's not showing up when I'm like hitting the magnifying glass. It's not letting me like put it in the spot
I need to answer feed type
because
is
it counts
invalid.
as an item.
Yeah, so we need to import this from companion because this is a unique problem for imported stuff like the Battle Zoo stuff. Sometimes it messes with this when you try to import it. So let me like import all this stuff to the game here. The feats here I'll do. That'll be easy enough.
Stage 2 poison. Lose all memories made in the previous hour. Excuse me?
My god, dragons have so many feats. Oh,
They're all like specific for your heritage, though,
okay.
or a lot of them are. Like my actual choices for this level, there's like 6 or 5 or something.
That should work. There we go. I got it for you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Should I grab mustard powder or something else?
We're doing war crimes in here.
Yeah, the option.
It's a little big. So I'm gonna text that I'm putting on the stream here just to notify that we're just leveling.
I have to pick level 3 spells.
There we
There's
go.
so many bizarre things for alchemists.
Definitely.
I can craft a pickle that will make you smell like pickles.
I would steer clear of the uncommon stuff because generally they don't have automation to them and it can be a pain to use them.
Thing is, the pucker pickle is common.
Well, there you go. I will allow. Yeah, sure. Fine.
I'm just amazed by just how weird some of these are.
Yeah.
Hey, I have great news, everybody.
Hmm?
Look at my sword attack. Look at that plus 14.
Wow.
You're a fighter.
I finally caught up.
Well, Giraffe is now master, so.
Oh, okay. Well, I finally am gonna cry. But, I mean, that's awesome that you're master now. You're gonna do even more crits.
Look at me. I also have
Nah,
plus 40.
Kiva has the standard progression as every other martial. Only fighters and gunslingers are that a little bit advanced. So, barbarians, you're in the same boat, all that.
So the strategy continues to be fight while setting up good strikes for Giraffe.
Essentially, yeah. Like, champions are not like the huge damage dealers, they're very good at defense and support. That's their thing, you know.
Indeed. Also, my athletics is really good now, so that's cool. I can maybe start considering more maneuvers with special weapon types because I can change weapons for like tripping and stuff. That might be cool.
Just ignore this. I need to grab an item for my samples. Oh, that doesn't give you the option. All right.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I can do a lot of shenanigans now. If I get the time to craft the said shenanigans.
Surely we're gonna spend a few months just doing kingdom stuff after this, right?
Legit.
Is it time for fireball?
I have a mini fireball. I have a snare that does 5d6 damage. It's single target though, unfortunately, but still, that's ridiculous damage.
I can take this game's version of Liamon's tiny hut. Cozy cabin.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you grab dinosaur form at level 20. Dinosaur fort.
Fort.
Yes. I made the mistake that they did, except in reverse.
I wasn't terribly impressed with the level 5 ancestry feats for Tengu. So I ended up just going with the lore feat. Got myself a couple of new trained skills, so that's kind of nice.
Good.
Not amazing, but nice.
Most of those are actually good for the campaign too. So.
Yay.
And trained like levels up with you.
Uh-huh.
So it's still something you can sort of rely on.
Yeah. So I can actually demoralize again now because I already had society, so I had to choose a substitute. So that's cool.
Last DC.
I'm done leveling, so I will also now hop off.
Sure thing. See
Have a
ya.
good one.
Good night, everyone.
You take
Have a good
care.
one. Good night, Al.
Good night.
Yeah, I really need to turn off the sound notification for people also leaving the call, because it also is heard on the stream. Probably will have to, but yeah. But then I have to turn it on every time, and I forget. It doesn't happen too often, so I don't think it really matters. It doesn't happen often enough.
Finally, I can target a save that's not fortitude.
With what?
With this. Because of that now, though, I assume that after this, enemies will start being weak with fortitude again.
Well, I mean, as long as you are, expanding your repertoire, having different stuff for maybe a creature that doesn't have a great fortitude or doesn't have a great reflex,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's stuff that would target will too. Maybe.
If there is, there's none at this level. I'm pretty sure.
I'm
Right,
also
I'm about
gonna,
done over here.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump off of here as well, but I'm gonna keep working on looking
Sure.
at spell stuff.
All right, that'll be where we end tonight then.
Yeah, have a good night,
Thanks for your
everybody.
session.
Thank you guys
Have a
for
good one.
watching as well, and we'll see you guys next week. See ya.
It's been a blast.
Bye.
And one more thing, Kiba, if you want to shout out, there's a few people still here.
I would love to. So yeah, hi there. I'm Chris Kobold, the player of Kiba, and I am actually a streamer on Twitch myself, specializing in indie and retro games, more retro lately. And yeah, feel free to drop on in sometime. It'd be cool. I tend to go on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and sometimes some other days.
Absolutely. So yeah, I'll give it a moment so you can put your link in chat. But otherwise, thank you guys again for the subscriptions. The support is very helpful for continuing all of this, and well, yeah, it's really nice. So I'm enjoying it. All right, so see you guys later. Bye.
Bye bye.